So, folks, sorry for the lateness. I just realized after cheersing a lot of people and pouring most of my whiskey already that I wasn't live because I'm an idiot. But, thank you guys for hanging out still, hopefully. Sorry about that. As you can see, I threw some stuff in chat there, but I'm a little late. Yeah, so let's try and do all the things I just said to myself that no one saw again, shall we? I was just about to pour my last rye here, still Austin, going into Glass E. You guys missed the other pours because I thought I was doing them live, but it wasn't. Nope, nobody was watching. Just the camera. The camera was watching me, so that's good. There was some entertaining stuff that I said there, probably, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, the link is posted. I at least got that done while I was being an idiot. So let's cheers everybody officially now. We got Sure Kitty in the house, also JH, Roscoe P. Coltrane, what's up, buddy? Cheers to Peter White and Sean Willis. And Marty, thank you for sending everybody over. I was hoping you guys would roll for a little bit longer. I know you guys were having a great time over there. I know I was, hanging out there on Whiskey Nose. And if you don't know who Marty is, it's Whiskey Nose there. That's his channel. Go show him some love, give him the subs and all that kind of stuff. We appreciate that. JH in the house. Brian from Bourbon School. I said a bunch of stuff to you that you didn't hear because I wasn't live, so I'm going to try it again now. Buddy, I am sorry for missing your guys live. I had it in my mind, and I didn't hit the notification. It's important to do that, folks. I didn't hit the notification, and so I forgot about it and was watching TV with the wife, and I completely missed it. I blew it. So I guess I need some kind of punishment for missing your 1K live stream, man. I really wanted to be there, and I just screwed up and missed it. So I'll have to buy a bottle of Malort or something and chug that to make up for my inadequacies. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, Brian. But anyway, folks, go show Brian and Lauren some love over there at Bourbon School. Give them the subs and all that kind of stuff. Cheers all on that. Yeah, go do all the YouTube things for all these great channels there. John Cran's also in the house. And this Driftless pick here, which we may kill off tonight, that went into Glass D. And that is thanks to John Kranz, who is now on screen with me. Yeah, there you go.
Mine's probably got the same amount that yours.
Yeah. I did a good 15 minutes there by myself with no one watching. That was fun.
Your own Johnny Carson monologue?
Yeah. And I was wondering why no one was responding to anything I was saying. I was like, oh, because I never hit go live. That's why, because I'm an idiot. Anyway, William Reynolds. Well, I haven't even been drinking. William Reynolds. I don't know what that was. I just made some sounds there. There's the link right there if anybody wants to hop on in there. Appreciate that. Peter White, damn right. Who else we got? Gandy Road saying cheers. Everyone sipping on some homemade moonshine. I like it. It's supposed to be peach, but it smells like lemon. Wish me luck. All right, cool, man. I got some shine down on the floor there, but mine's a little herby, a little bit herbal. Yes, appreciate that, Marty. And again, go show Marty some love over there at Whiskey Nose. We were having a blast over there just a few minutes ago. Shredwood in the house. Cheers, buddy. Good to see you, man.
Hey, Shredwood.
Lick the like and like the lick. It tastes like a delicious rye. I'm sure. Yeah. At least tonight, anyway. William Hall. Heck yes. Bring on the penance. Cheers. Yeah. Cheers, Will. Good to see you, man. Yeah, I blew it there, not watching Brian Lawrence 1K celebration. Anyway, so again, folks, I actually showed this earlier when I was just talking to myself. So here is what we're doing tonight. Did John freeze or am I messed up?
No, I want to close out the YouTube app on my phone.
Okay. The reason I asked is because yeah, you're good. Okay. The reason I was asking is because we're having severe weather here tonight, so may have issues with the intro nets. So hopefully not.
I've had issues during Marty's stream and had to drop out for a while. Everything was lagging here, and I had to drop.
Let's see. There we go. That's the thing I'm trying to find. So, for anyone that doesn't know, here's what we're doing tonight. We're doing bracket 7. Of course, last week was bracket 6. So tonight we got Still Austin, Sagamore, Willett, New Riff, and Driftless. Quite a stacked deck, I would say. 5 of my favorites there. I kind of have some guesses as to what will move on, but all 5 of these are great. So not really any losers. But yeah, it's going to be a fun night. That's what we're going to be getting into in here in just a minute. So Shred is in the house. Bourbon School saying, no apology necessary, my friend. Time with the wife is time much better spent. Yeah, probably so. But I wanted to be there for your 1K celebration. And I'm sorry I missed it, man. B. Bauer, cheers, buddy. Good to see you. Cruising through Houston, South Houston. Okay. 4th of July lightning storm last night here. I don't know. What's the 4th of July? I guess it means
a lot of lightning.
Oh, yeah, I guess that must be what it means. I've never heard that saying before, Peter White. I mean, I kind of guessed what it meant just given the context, but that's a new saying to me. I'm telling you, Roscoe, it's hot as Hades here, man. Me and Pops were working outside way too much today. Working up on a roof in the morning, and my shirt was just soaking wet like I had been shot with a hose or something in like 5 minutes. Ridiculous hot. And the thing is, we're not even getting the worst of it. It's even hotter out west. So, yeah, just I'm sorry, everybody that's out west. It's got to be awful over there. Top Dog saying dinner's done. Cheers, guys. Good to see you, man. And like fireworks, nonstop. Gotcha. Yeah, okay. All right, so I'm going to move the bottles. Well, I guess I can do this with the bottles on the table. I guess it's fine. And John, thanks for joining me, man, as always. And thanks for joining me in a pour.
I poured the 2 I have. I poured the Driftless and I poured the Will.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah. Mike Stahl, now I can't say half of Livewire, and that's kind of a sad face. Miss you, Adam. But also love Mike. And Mike is now the only face of Livewire, and that's okay because Mike's awesome. So if you're not, following Livewire for some reason, go give him the subs and all the stuff, man. Go watch all the videos and hit the likes and stuff like that. Sunday nights, every Sunday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, whatever the heck that is, Mountain Time. I have no idea. 7, 6, something like that.
That'd be 7, yeah.
All right, let me mix these things around here. And, it's not spilled them. Let's see here. I'm going to try and read chat. So, in your opinion, John, given the 5 on the table here, what do you think will move along? Actually, let me ask it this way. If it were you doing the blind, what would move along?
Well, the thing is, the malted rye from New Riff, the Sagamore Bottled and Bound, and the Still Austin I have not had yet.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah, I poured the only 2 that I do have.
Right. Okay. That does change things. So if you had to guess then, I guess we'll do it that way.
I would probably go Driftless, New Riff, Still Austin, maybe.
Yeah. I
mean, I'm a big fan. I'm a Sagamore whore too, but
yeah, given the preliminaries, I think Sagamore will probably place 5th, but that's not really saying it's bad. I think all these are good ryes. It's just that, I mean, Willett did really well, surprisingly well. I did not think he would finish as high as, I didn't think he'd move on past the first round, so that was surprising to me. And a New Riff, really the rest of these I kind of thought would, so they weren't as surprising. But I'll be curious to see how it goes tonight. I got a lot less of one than the others.
Yeah, that's right. Peter White's had a sample of the Driftless too. One of the charity giveaways, Moose won a bottle of that too. So Moose has that right.
Oh, cool, man. And yes, as Mike did point out earlier, if everybody could hit the like, we do appreciate that. So feel free to. It's free. All right, let's get into glass 1 here, whatever this may be. Yeah, I definitely shorted myself on one of these pours. I hope that I have enough to do the blind. I don't know what glass 3 is, but I don't have nearly as much of that as the other 4. What is this? Okay.
And Peter White, I did talk to Moose, and we could work something out to get a bottle to you.
Cool, man. Also, as we ask every Friday night, what's everybody drinking? If you got something in the glass, what are we having? I know, who was it? Somebody was talking about it before they were having up here somewhere. That was not. Anyway, wherever it was. All right, homemade shine. Anyway, yeah, whatever you're drinking, folks, let us know. All right, let's get into glass one here. Very like middle of the road rye, nose wise. Like you would never think this is a bourbon or any other whiskey. This is very much a rye on the nose. Mint, like kind of like fruit salad, lots of fruit notes, a little bit of pepperiness. Yeah, just kind of very typical rye nose. Anyway, let's go into the first sip. Cheers, everybody.
Shred, you need to start catering, man. You start talking about food too early here.
Sounds good, man. Just made the shit out of some Oklahoma onion smash burgers on Blackstone. Cool, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I had chicken tacos. Those weren't bad either.
I had fried chicken for dinner.
There you go. That you made or bought?
Bought.
Okay. Where'd you go?
It's a gas station chain. Gordo would know. I got Quick Trip fried chicken for dinner.
Oh, okay.
That's like the
Cheers,
big
Gordon.
chain.
Good to see you, Gordo. Arizona sweet tea, tall boy. There you go. Good stuff, man. Yeah, first one, if I had to guess, is Sagamore. Yeah, I don't think because it's so just typical rye profile. Good, very good. But just everything that you would expect from rye. So an actual rye note. I always get like a bit of a fruit stripe gum, fruit salad. I don't know, lots of bright fruity notes. Hint of mintiness, especially on the finish. A little pepperiness on the finish as well. Light spice, not a ton of spice on that. Yeah, just pretty typical rye notes. Yeah, I'm guessing that's the Sagamore, but we'll see as we move along here. Good though. Either way, it was good. Of course, I'm sure most of you folks know, but Todd and Andy, they were. I don't know if they're still live or not, but they were hanging out at Sagamore there. Of course, the Mash and Drum event, which was pretty cool. See them doing the live event there, having everybody on. That was fun to watch. Going into glass 2. Man, this is bold nose. This might be one of our cast drinks here, I'm thinking. Nice rich caramel. Kind of the same fruit notes that I got on what I think is the Sagamore. A lot
What's
more
the proof on the new list?
New Riff's 100 proof. Still Austin is basically 100 proof. It's 99.6. And then the Willet's not super high. It's 109.6. The Driftless is the highest for sure.
Okay. Yeah, my Willet's 110.
Yeah. And I've been a fan of kind of the mid-proofer Willets. So this is my third one, and I've liked all of them. That's why I keep buying them. I mean, I'm always torn. Like when I'm at the store, is it worth $70? And I guess it is because I keep buying them. So whatever. It's usually not the first thing I buy. It's like when I have all my other ryes, then I will buy a Willet. And my TV turned off because I didn't do the things that Ken told me to do last week. Anyway, we should be good for another 4 hours. So, freaking TV. I probably need to sit down tomorrow and do that. What Ken said. It's been annoying me for like 10 years now. Anyway, nice nose on this. I'm going to roll it around a little more here. Get it nice and coating the glass. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Glass number 2. Oh man, that's so stinking good. I think I know what that is too. I think that's the driftless. I'm almost positive that's the driftless. It's like coming off of what I think is the Sagamore. It's like miles ahead of that. It's like not even in the same world. It's almost unfair. Yeah, it's so much freaking better. Whatever Glass 1 is getting its ass kicked by Glass 2. I think that's the driftless. I
Getting
think
the T-Rob cheap.
yeah. It'd be like if I was Glass 1, then T-Rob is Glass 2. I'm getting my ass kicked. Welded Weeded 8-year purple top. Really? You passed a purple top for 229? I've never even seen a purple top under 1,000. It must be nice to have these kind of options there, Shred, where you can.
I saw them on a table at a bottle share, but that's the only time I've seen them.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I've seen them, but just not.
Yeah, not on a shelf.
Not for sale at a price I could ever afford. Yeah.
But if it's 229 for 8-year, I mean the Kirk was 150 for 6-year without the Willet name on it.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And that's a fact, Gordo. But most chicken is better than KFC. It's not even hard to do these days. There was a time where KFC was good, but that was a long time ago. As soon as I finish this Weller 107, we'll have a pour of north of 7? Oh, 95.5 rye. Okay, cool. Now, is that sourced MGP? Is that what that is? Or is it a different 95.5? I don't know anything about north of 7. Snag some Staghorn today. Pumped for that. Staghorn?
Oh, I was drinking that beer the other night. It's from Oktoberfest from a brewery here in Wisconsin.
Gotcha. All right, cool, man. What style beer is that?
Oktoberfest.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I guess it would help if I pay attention to what you're saying. I read that. Yeah, I mean, I get that it's a weeded purple top, but it's still a friggin' purple top. If nothing else, you could have traded it or something. Lou, what's up, brother? Cheers, man. Also, Cheech in the house. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. What's going on, Cheech? Cheech, actually, I mean, you will probably be up this late. I don't know. I don't know what your plans are tonight. But on Mash and Metal after Whiskey Wars, we're doing country music. I don't know where Cheech is at on country music. Actually, I don't know where most of you guys are at on country music. And when I say country music, I do not mean the stuff that's on the radio. That's not hardly ever country music, but I mean actual country music. So I'm going to be highlighting some. Yeah, well, I'm going to be kind of highlighting some newer guys that are more old school style. Yeah. I mean, one guy we had talked about a little bit last time we did Mash and Metal, but yeah, I'm going to talk about him a little bit more tonight, and then some other fellows as well that I listen to that I think are pretty great.
I will say, though, for concerts I've been to before Troy passed, that Montgomery Gentry put on one of the rowdiest shows ever.
Okay.
They were fun to watch. They were a great band.
Cheat says he likes Johnny. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
The Man in Black. Yeah.
That's right, Marty.
Yeah, he is. When you say country music, you mean American music. I mean, sure. I guess that is another way you could put it. That is true. This nose on Glass 3 is very peppery. It's the most peppery of anything I've had so far. I'm thinking one of these two is the Willet, although I'm pretty sure that's the Driftless. But this might be the Willet. I don't remember the Willet being this peppery, though. Really pepper heavy, like tons of black pepper. It's almost all I can nose out of this. There's a little bit of fruitiness coming through and just a hint of mint, but it's mainly pepperiness. Hey, look at that. Nancy Fraley in the house.
Cheers, Nancy.
Yes, everyone cheers to the queen of whiskey. Good to have you in chat, Nancy. As a native Tennessean, I totally know what you mean by true country music. Just now joined, nervously awaiting to see how Still Austin, the artist, Rye goes. Yeah, I mean, I imagine, Nancy, it will probably move along to the next round. That was my guess early on, that it's probably going to be one of these three here. One of these three, two of these three here. We'll move on to our final four. That'd be my guess, but it's a blind, so you never know. But yeah, I'm guessing Still Austin will do quite well. But either way, I do love this rye clearly because halfway through it, and I haven't really even had that long, maybe 3 months. Can't remember when Great Shot got it for me, but yeah. But good to have you in chat as always, Nancy. Dirks Bentley and Kenny Chesney. I don't even know who Dirks Bentley is. I know who Kenny Chesney is. But hey there. Yeah, okay. We already read that. I'm not doing well with chat. Like North American music. Yes. For sure. Yeah, not loving Glass 3, whatever that is. Peppery, minty, not amazing, whatever that is. Didn't comparatively, maybe it's just because I'm coming off of Glass 2, which was amazing. But yeah, that was not nearly as pleasant as maybe it could be. So Nancy, since I have you, I'm curious. We're talking about this. How much different is the Bottle and Bond rye going to be from this? Because proof point wise, they're quite close. So I'm just curious what you guys are doing different. I'm sure either way it's going to be fantastic. I mean, I already love the red corn Bottle and Bond. That was amazing. In fact, I'm probably going to have to talk to some of my Texas folks about getting another one because if that's possible, because I just love it. It's a fantastic bottle. So I'm curious how much different the Bottle and Bond will be from this bottle, which I already love. So just curious to hear your thoughts on that. What you guys did a little differently for that blend. All right, moving on to Glass 4. Yeah, man. Yeah, he does. So Stapleton, even though he's big, I consider him to be actual country music for the most part. Although sometimes he does more like blues rock style. But yeah, Stapleton's amazing. He actually deserves all of the accolades and things that he has. I think, yeah. Oh, look at that. That's a cool fact. I'm a distant cousin of the Man in Black. We have the same cash immigrant ancestor. Very cool. Also distantly related to Loretta Lynn. Got web blood flowing through my veins. Very cool, man. That's awesome. Well, it's no wonder that Nancy's so amazing that she's related to Johnny Cash. If I could talk, I'm not doing well tonight. I'm not even drunk. And Loretta Lynn. Wow, that's yeah. I don't have heritage nearly as cool as that. I'm just related to a bunch of Irish people and German people that no one's ever heard of. All right, anyway, Glass 4. I tell you, I feel a bit intimidated nosing in front of Nancy Fraley, but we're going to try anyway. Yeah, I'm telling you, Peter White, some royal bloodlines indeed. Baller, what's up, brother? Cheers, man. This is a little brighter than the last nose, not nearly as peppery. Minty, but in a good way. It's not like a menthol. This is more of like a spearmint. And man, what is that note that I'm getting on the nose? There's actually a little bit of red fruit coming through on this, which is interesting. Huh. Okay. Red fruit. That gives me a clue what this may be. Okay, well, here we go. Still Austin Bottle and Bond Rye whiskey is at a whole other level, in my opinion. I'll be getting that one ready for spring 2024. Cannot wait, Nancy. That sounds awesome. Yeah, cool. I'm Sicilian, so I claim. Right? Yeah. Okay. So you just are you just claiming like random famous Italians and Romans, or I mean, are you actually related to them, Lou? Or so my wife is actually Italian. Well, a bit of Sicilian and Italian, which some people say they're the same, but Sicilians are very clear on the fact that they're not. So, however you want to look at that. Glass 4. Yeah, the red fruits that I was kind of picking up on the nose. A bit of a raspberry maybe in there, which is kind of interesting for a rye. Again, I think I know what that might be given that. I think I initially described this as a strawberry jelly filled donut, which would be this guy right here. If I'm correct, I think that's what that is. It's good. It's kind of tamer than I remember it being. When I first reviewed this bottle, of course, this is my second bottle now. Well, when I first reviewed it, I remember that flavor kind of popping more. It's still there. It's just not as prominent, I guess you would say. Not the same. Miss Whiskey Wars is correct. Indeed, yeah. Yeah, and Nancy, I'd say we're all looking forward to that ride. Cannot wait. We have something to look forward to in spring for sure. I don't see any balconies on Walker's table. Good man. Scully, what's up, Norseman? Good to see you, brother. Cheers, Jason. Yeah, no balconies tonight. That'll be in our Final Four, though, so you're going to have to watch me drink more balconies at some point. Actually, Nancy, if you are sharing a drink with us, I'm curious what Nancy Fraley's drinking tonight. Or, maybe if you're doing like work drinking and you can't share, then I understand that. Actually, another question for you, Nancy. Any really cool blends that you can tell us about that you've done recently? That'd be fun to hear about. So, John, I know you're also comparing 2 of the 5, I hear. So, what are your thoughts? Have you kind of done a side by side yet?
I'm just still drinking the Willet yet. I'm gonna take one after the other, and
Gotcha.
then I exchanged some samples of Balcones and Driftless with Mark Emenecker. So we're sampling each other's picks side by side.
Okay.
So I've got his Balcones rye and his Driftless rye.
I tell you, whatever Glass 5 is, I'm pretty sure that's still Austin for one, and it's going to come in first or second. So, like, these 2 are, I mean, I guess in fairness, I should go back through and do a second tasting, but these 2 are standout in these 5. The other 3 just kind of get lost. Now watch, I could be totally wrong, and this isn't Driftless, and this isn't still Austin, and I screwed everything up. But nonetheless, whatever those 2 are the standouts in this blind for sure.
That'd be amazing if you had 2 Texans in the Final Four.
I think it's going to go that way. But I mean, there's a note. Let me go in one more time. There's a note in the Still Austin that I think is really unique to it, and I just love that.
Cheers, Mark.
Yeah, so just like really, like way more caramel on the palate than any of the other ryes, which I love that note. There's maybe even like a hint of butterscotch in there as well, and then there's like this apple note that I really like. It's even more prominent in the cast strength when I just put that review out recently. But even in the standard release, now watch, I'm going to be totally wrong and look like a jackass. But nonetheless, whatever this is has that note. That's why I think it's that. So we'll see how it goes once I do the reveal. But I really need a cat nap tonight. I mean, I think I should just call it sleeping, but
Yeah,
nonetheless,
I'm looking forward to sleeping tonight.
sleep is good. But yeah, all right, Shirkity, if you're out, cheers, brother. Good to see you as always. And also, here's Nancy answering what she's having tonight. I'm having some of the leftover barrel samples of the upcoming 5-year-old rye bourbon bib that's about to come out. Very cool. All right.
Nice.
So, okay. So actually, the bib is actually going to be 5+ years. All right. So we're getting an extra year in there. That's cool. And great shot also saying hi. I almost missed you there, buddy. What's up, Mark? Of course, he supplied this bottle right here. So this blind would be happening without that great man right there. Yeah, so cheers to you, Mark. Appreciate you, buddy. Scott's down under, the Godfather in the house. What's up, Ken?
What's up, Ken?
Yeah. So as I do on these things, we talk a lot and we say a lot of things. And Ken gave me some great advice as to how to fix my TV from shutting off like the stupid piece of crap it is. And then I completely forgot about that because it was late in the night. And then Top Dog actually sent it to me through Instagram. And I said, thank you for that. And then I forgot to do it. So it just shut off on me a few minutes ago. You missed it, Ken. But yeah, one of these days, I'm going to actually fix that problem so it stops doing that crap. I'm looking forward to sleeping in tomorrow. Yeah, me too. I will definitely be sleeping in tomorrow. Yeah, cheers to you, Ken. That apple-free note is coming from the Rossetto Rye. Okay. It's originally a varietal from Italy. Wow, interesting. But when grown in Texas, it presents as very fruity. Yeah, I love that note. I really do. So if I'm correct in my guessing, and that is still Austin, then yeah, that I love that apple caramel butterscotch thing on the front and mid palate. That's just it's good stuff.
Oh, Mark, you're awesome.
I mean, yes, but hopefully Whiskey Tube's good at paying you back. I try to be. Oh, Mark, by the way, did you see my PayPal? I sent you a PayPal, but you were in Colorado, so I hope you saw it and got it and all that. And just also text me if that was enough for the hand delivery and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah, Mark, I'll have to shoot you that PayPal on Monday. He gave me a picture and he cost me some money too. So, but I'm very thankful.
Yeah.
Very thankful.
Yeah, and Nancy, we appreciate you costing Mark money. No, honestly, I think I speak for most of the people in chat here and on panel that we love the stuff you're doing at Still Awesome. Just some of my favorite stuff this year for sure. All right, I'm going to go back through in a slightly different order just to make sure I'm giving everything a fair shot. But I kind of already know what 1 and 2 is. But we'll go through it again. We'll go like just some kind of random order. So glass 4, back to that. The nose on this is opened up more. It's not as peppery as it once was. It's getting a little more fruity. Wait, no. This is the one I thought. Glass 4 was the one I thought was New Riff, right? Is that right?
I think so.
I don't remember now. Yeah, because I'm getting that kind of strawberry, raspberry note kind of thing going on.
Yeah, the two I have, it's night and day difference between the two.
Early morning does not compute for Nocturnal Vampire. Yeah, I hear you. Well, I would say what screwed me up more than anything was not the time so much, Ken, but the amount of alcohol that was in my body. Yeah. Anyway, it's fine. Yeah, man. Skull of Viking Brothers. Yeah, for sure. Cheers to the Norseman. Still Austin is my favorite. I'm telling you, man. Nancy's killing it.
Well, okay. Nancy does really good work at my favorite distillery, which is J. Henry up here.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, glass 4 is cool. I think it's still third, though. Yeah. Let's go. Actually, because glass 2 is such a monster, I'm going to do that maybe last. Let's see how glass 4 and glass 1 compare. Yeah, this is one I thought was the Sagamore, I think, on the initial tasting. This is opened up more. It's more fruity now, sitting for a few minutes. Less minty, less peppery on the nose. See how it is on the taste, though. I think I actually prefer that to glass 4 now. So let's move this guy down. Okay, I think glass 3 was the one that was really peppery, right? The one I thought might be Willet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of... Actually, I'm getting kind of a peppery dilly note on the nose. Like a very spicy, peppery dill pickle, maybe. But sweeter than that. So maybe like a bread and butter pickle.
Mm-hmm. I mean, my bottle's only this far open, and it was really dilly to start with, but even now at the shoulder, that's gone. You just need a little bit of air to get rid of that dill note.
Yeah. No dilliness on the palate. The palate's actually quite nice. Do I like that? I don't think I like it as well as glass 1. Let me see here. I'll just go back to back. I don't know. Quite different, actually. I think what I think is the Sagamore is bolder. Just has more pop going on, like just more burst of flavors on the palate, which is kind of what I look for. This is, if this is the Willet, which would be surprising. It has almost 10 proof points on it, but just kind of flatter. It's just not as interesting. You're on the Willet, right? That's what you poured first?
You finished the Willet. I've moved on to the Driftless now.
So how did you like your Willet when you were just sipping it?
I actually really enjoyed it. It's sweet. It's got that spicy note to it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put that below what I believe is the Sagamore. Although those two are really close.
Between that and Driftless, it's a night and day difference. Though.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to say anything until you're done with your rankings, though. So.
Yeah. Now to what I think is the Driftless, which I imagine will take the win tonight. I don't know. Let's see here. Going in for sip 2. Actually, question, Nancy. What are your thoughts when you're doing blinds? Do you always do a palate cleanser in between, or is it okay to go back to back? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like when you're tasting things for, say, a blend or whatever you're doing, do you go back to back or always palate cleanse, a little bit of time in between? How do the pros do it? I'm just some guy with a cowboy hat drinking whiskey, so. I'd love to know what the proper way is. I know most people, I guess, do a palate cleanse, and I just do like room temperature water usually. But if you ask Todd, Coke Zero is the best palate cleanser, right, Todd? Todd, if you're out there, you go. Canada Dry Zero, for sure. Man, such a bold nose. Whatever this glass is. And just tons of fruits, really sweet, nice caramel nose on there as well. Oh, man. Oh, it's just so silky. It's just, that coats the mouth like actual caramel. Like if you had caramel chews and just... so viscous and chewy. That's so damn good. I mean, if that is the Driftless, it's the highest proof point by 8 proof points. And really, if what I think is the Willet's the Willet, then it is not drinking like its proof point. It's drinking like a lower proof. I need a little more water here. PBR beer is a palate cleaner. I think we're talking about a different palate, but yes.
Oh, you can clean a palate with PBR too, yeah.
Yeah, you probably could clean some pallets with PBR. They're like got some mildew on them, and
That might be a good use for PBR whiskey, though.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
sanitizer. There you go.
There we go. So, when I'm tasting things for a blend, I personally go back to back. In my heyday, I could do about 200 barrels a day. Good Lord. Now that I'm in my 50s, about 70 to 100 per day is my limit. I would say you would still drink me under the table, Nancy. I'm sure 220 barrels. Now I know that you're taking smaller sips, but still, that's a lot of damn whiskey. There's no way around it. That's a lot of whiskey.
I mean, we do one barrel pick here, and it's 6 samples, and that's enough for one night.
Yeah, I'd say, but still 70 to 100 per day. That's a lot. That is a lot. That's a lot of whiskey. Today is Todd is having a moment in the spotlight tonight. That was fun. Yeah, man. Yeah, they had a great stream earlier. I guess they're still going. I don't know. Yeah, Todd. I mean, I think they both were. I think they both were having a blast, and it looked like a great time. I mean, they were having a great time there at Sagamore. Yeah, shout out to those 21090 boys.
Mm-hmm.
Evanecker in the house. What's up, buddy?
Cheers, Doc.
Friday has arrived, indeed. Cheers, buddy. All right, now back to what I believe is a Still Austin. Man, so this is very caramel on the palate for me, along with all those great fruity notes, but this is so caramel forward on the nose. Like, very much like I said in my review, like a caramel-covered apple. It's just such a great nose on this. Takes me back to, like, going to the fair as a kid. Yeah. I always went for I always had the Granny Smith caramel-covered apples. That's the kind of guy I am. And, yeah, man, like when you first bite into that and you it's right there by your face and you get that pop of the sour apple with the caramel note, that's what this reminds me of. Yeah, good memories is what this glass is. That is such a damn good rye. This is tough, man. If I had the Still Austin cast strength before we put the bracket up, I think it would be really hard for me to choose between these two. It still is, but the Driftless having 18 proof on the Still Austin is kind of giving it a little bit of an edge. But yeah, of course, the Still Austin, as most of you guys know, cast strength will be in the Final Four, even though it'll be 5 technically. Just as a fun throw-in, because it didn't get to be in it officially, because it wasn't out yet when we started the bracket. So, so there might be, well, we'll see here in a second. There will probably be 2 Still Austins in the Final Four, which is 5. Let's see here. Andy looked toasty when I tuned it. Yeah, I mean they were hitting it pretty hard there. They went through quite a bit of their pick, which I'm sure is going to be fantastic as well. And then also they went through quite a bit of Jason's pick they did with Sagamore that they were a part of. So yeah, so it's they had a little bit for sure. Nancy saying, I also do all my blend sampling at cast strength. Okay. If I need a palate break, I smell my inner arm. Sounds weird. I know. Okay, now that makes sense. Plus, I'll have a little neutral cheese to strip the Okay, cool. I'm not a cheese guy, and I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, I don't hardly except for on pizza. That's the only time I'll have cheese, or if I do a grilled cheese with a ton of butter. It's mainly just butter and bread. There is some cheese involved, but it's mainly butter. It's really just an excuse to eat like half a stick of butter. That's my heart appreciates it, I'm sure.
Yes.
There you go. Springbank 10. Okay, awesome, man. Scott in the house. Cheers, buddy.
I hope you're feeling good, Scott.
Yeah, to do 220 barrels of cast strength a day is about 8 hours or more. I end up getting the shingles by doing about 5 years ago. Okay. You don't get drunk, but your immune system goes to hell. I would imagine. Yeah. That's a lot of diuretics in one day. So, like, you're just all your minerals are just leaving your body. Yeah. So I imagine your immune system is just completely shot. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I was actually talking to my dad because he has a lot of issues, not because of drinking, but just because of other stuff. And so he has to take minerals all the time or else he gets cramps. So I think I'm going to have to get on the same regimen because of my whiskey drinking because, we're pissing out all our minerals all the time. So you got to get them back in or else you start feeling like crap. So, yeah, I'm not a doctor, but that does happen. We do have a doctor in chat, though, so Mark can probably back us up on that. Yeah. I'll be okay. It just wasn't up to straining for a long time. Oh, did I miss something? Anyway, but I hear you, man. There's times I don't want to go, but then I always feel better after I do, I guess. So it's kind of like sometimes 2 Fridays ago, I kind of had to force myself because I was tired. I was beat and I didn't really feel like going. But, once I get a few drinks to me, then I'm good to go. But that's probably not the right method of dealing with life. But, hey, whatever. We're going to just roll through it. So I guess
all us idiots to talk to, though.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise, what would probably happen is I would just sit down here in my basement and drink anyway. So might as well do it on camera and hang out with some great people. All right, let's figure out what's last, I guess.
Just make sure to hit go live, though.
Yeah, right. Don't talk to yourself for 15 minutes and cheers a bunch of people that can't hear you. Yeah, don't do that. And I didn't even have a good excuse. I wasn't even drunk yet, so what the hell am I blaming it on it? Anyway. All right, let's figure out what's last place. These two are first and second, and I got to decide what is first and what's second. I've lost track of what these were. This is getting weirdly perfumey / potpourri now, whatever the heck that is. And this is just kind of dull. All right, let's see. Good. Not great, but good. I'm just going to go back to back because I don't want to drink. If I keep drinking water, I'm going to have to go see a man about a horse or something. Mark, this is the New Riff 6-year malted rye in the flight tonight. Actually, since it has been a little while, I showed it at the beginning. Oh, here we go. There's a great shot. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Still in Colorado, I see.
Yeah, there's still some mountains around me. Look at
that freaking view, man. That is...
Cheers, Mark.
That's my paradise right there, man.
It's chilly.
I got to say, man, I don't know if I'd ever come home. I just tell my wife, all the planes. I don't know what happened. All the planes blew up. I don't know what happened. I can't make it. It's stuck here forever.
It's good now, but in the wintertime, I mean, they got 400 inches of snow this year.
That is some.
Yeah, but you've got a smoker sitting there in case an elk wanders by.
Well, yeah. Well, I've seen a couple of moose today.
You could probably
a couple of moose and well, from his other house, yeah.
I don't know if you ever had fried elk steaks with onions and eggs for breakfast, but it beats bacon and eggs all day long.
You're not kidding, John.
I seen 2 moose today and a big herd of elk on the way home.
Cool. All right, so let me share this one more time. Well, I don't know why my computer does this. I have to. There we go. Now I can share it. All right, so one more time, folks. For those of you tuning in a little later, this is what we're doing tonight. Of course, Bracket 6 was last week. And, of course, from that, Silver Springs I spelled Silver Springs wrong, and I'm just now noticing. Anyway, that is Silver Springs. Anyway,
close enough.
Yeah, you get it, though. That's the Sweet Rye. That moved on last week, and so did the Balcones. Now, this week, we're in bracket 7, and we're about to decide what is moving on from that. But, of course, we got the Still Austin, the Sagamore, the Willet, the New Riff 6-year malted rye, and the Driftless pick from John. Of course, and the Still Austin is the standard release, not the cast strength, which is unfortunate because I think the cast strength would have devastated its competition. But nonetheless, that is what we got going on tonight.
Yeah, so Mark, if you ever want one of these, I can get a hold of one of these for you.
Yeah, man.
This Driftless Rye pick, I can get you one.
I think Mark is frozen.
Oh.
Seriously, both for connoisseurs and industry folks, I advocate that you take good care of yourselves. You can enjoy good whiskey for a lifetime without wrecking your health if you're smart about it. Yeah, for sure, Nancy. I mean, and that's why I'm kind of looking into making up for what I'm losing by the lifestyle that we have. So, you know, I don't drink like this every day. You know, doing 5 whiskeys, especially this fast, is not something I typically do. So I'm feeling it a little bit right now. But nonetheless, you know,
I've had enough that I've actually really cut. I don't drink much if I'm not on camera, if that may sound weird.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you.
Because this is going to the bar and hanging out with my friends. So this is where I do my drinking.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly the way I look at it. It's a virtual bar, and it's better than any bar on the planet because you get
better whiskey. You already paid for it.
And you know the people that are going to be hanging out at the bar, basically. You know.
Hey, cheers, Brian Bourbon School.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so Mark's having internet issues, but no problem, man. If you can hop back on, please feel free to. The proof of the Willet is 109. Where is it? 109.6. So kind of a lower proof for a Willet, not super high, but I've had pretty good success with kind of the middle proof Willets. Yeah, so this is my 3rd bottle. One of them was the same batch, so of course that was good, equally as good as this. And I had one that was like 113ish, I think 113, 114, and that was good too. So,
no, Mark, just don't drop on camera every night. I found that.
Yes.
Wednesday night is the best one with like 21090 and Women of Whiskey because you never jump on. Well, except for this past week, jumped on for a bit, but.
What's that, John? I'm sorry, I was reading.
So 21090 ran a little long, but then we jumped on screen. But Wednesday night's usually a good night off for me. Monday night too, because you're usually using a stream to jump on.
For sure, man. Yeah.
I'll just drink my water that night.
Yeah, so Nancy, it looks like the Final Four, which is actually going to be the Final 5. Cheers, Emanecker. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Mark.
Not much. 21090 was on Tuesday, not Wednesday. But
what's that?
21090 was Tuesday, not Wednesday, right?
Oh, it's Tuesday, but that's right. So it's like I was Wednesday night, but then Vic ended up. Well, I didn't stay up late enough to go on to Vic's, luckily. So
yeah, Vic does the late show. I mean, like it's even late. It's even late by his time zone.
After Women
Whiskey, Monday and Wednesday are nights off for me.
Did you go after Women of Whiskeys?
Yeah, I was already asleep by the time Women of Whiskeys even started. But then I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw.
My bottle's
good. Man. It is, yeah. I mean, so again, like there's not really a bad rye on the table because all of these won in their respective brackets early on. It's just that the competition is strong tonight.
Oh yeah, Brian, your stream Wednesday night was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's right, man. And I still feel crappy about missing that.
I thought I was missing bourbon now, but then Ben jumped on there.
Okay. Fair enough, man. I mean, you were good there for a little bit, great shot, and then it just kind of cut out. So if it comes back, man, please hop back on. I think I have a third place now. I think my order has totally changed. Yeah, okay. I think we're good on that. Okay, so I got third, fourth, and fifth. Dude, I'm telling you, I know you're complaining about the cold right now, but I take cold over heat any day, man.
I don't want to say what the weather is going to be here the next 2 days. So.
Yeah, it's supposed to cool off after that nastiness, right?
It was 85 today, and it's supposed to be 70 tomorrow and 72 on Sunday.
Yeah, so
and I'm just like,
I guess supposedly the low next Thursday is going to be 55, which is ridiculous for August. So that means I will be in the woods on next Thursday. Yeah. So I mean, it's not quite cool enough for taking these shots yet, but just checking cameras, making sure everything the corn's where it's supposed to be, making sure blinds are good, just doing all my pregame stuff. Yeah, cannot wait, man. Yeah, because when it's 90 like this, I do not want to be climbing hills. It's just it's too much. And also,
I like it when I don't have to run the air and I can keep the windows open during the day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and like a good day starts with a jacket. You might take it off by midday, but a good day starts with a jacket.
If you can leave the house in the morning with jeans, boots, and a hoodie on, it's a good day.
Absolutely, Nancy. Yes. Yeah, pace yourselves, folks. We'll get to try them all, but you got to live long enough to try them all.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good advice, and this is from an actual pro here. I can say that and mean it. We joke about ourselves. We're none of us are pros. She actually is.
No, if you want to talk about drunks, Wisconsinites are professionals, but that's a different story. Which I never want to be.
Go. What's up, Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights? Cheers, buddy. Good to see you. And
for me.
Let's see here. Wednesday, Thursday are no sleep nights for me. Women of Whiskeys on Wednesday, and Mark at Northwest Bourbon on Thursday. Yeah, man. See, I always miss Mark because he's so late. Like, I'd love to hang out with Mark because that's my boy, man. We've hung out here in Kentucky and shared drinks and dinner and lunch and all kinds of stuff. Mark's a great dude. It's just that his stream starts at midnight my time, so that makes it kind of rough. But yeah, love that guy. Let's see here. Where are we at? 56. That's like the perfect temperature.
Yeah. Wow. That's a little chilly for me.
Just cool enough to throw on like a light jacket, maybe.
I'll take
or a
the
hoodie.
66.
See, I love wearing jackets, man. I'm wearing short sleeves right now. I have a fan blowing on me and my AC going, and I'm still wearing short sleeves because I'm sweating. You can't see it. But
you like to wear jackets, and you're the hot-blooded dude?
I like to be in weather where jackets are appropriate, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is very rare for me. That's but at least here in Kentucky, I get a few months where I actually get to throw a jacket on. In Florida, I never wore a jacket ever, even in the dead of winter, which Florida doesn't have. I would still not wear a jacket. Their winter is like, the low will be 55. Like, ooh, okay. John, we call that March. Yeah.
If it gets above 50, I'd start wearing shorts.
What's the new order? What do we miss here? I feel like
I'm just asking about your flight.
What order do you have?
Oh, right. Okay. You're right. So let me actually get the full order. Let me do this real quick here. Let's so we can stop the anticipation.
Port night. Yeah, nice. And the port night's pretty good bourbon. Pretty good pour there, bourbon school.
Mm-hmm.
Port night or port night rises? I'm curious.
I don't know what he's talking about.
The port night rises really grew on me. Yeah, I think it's probably become Words are not coming out my mouth real well tonight, but it came. Anyway, it's probably become my favorite port finished whiskey. I really love that bottle. Once it got down to like the shoulder and I let it sit for a couple months, that bottle just became amazing. Didn't get the right. Okay. Yeah, but even the standard port night, it's a good bottle.
The Starlight. Yeah. Starlight port finish is pretty good stuff.
Okay. Yep. That's where I'm at. All right. So let's start with number 5, as we always do.
Even though there's only 4.
What's that?
Even though there's only 4, you got to pick 5. Did you add an extra one in there this time or no?
No, there's 5 in front.
Oh,
of
all
me.
right. I'm sorry. My bad. I see that. I thought one of them just kind of snuck in. You like added it. Wasn't really in the flight. You just throw one in there for the heck of it.
No, I didn't do that with these brackets because it was already a 5-way blind anyway.
Okay.
And already 5-ways are a little dicey as far as continuing to run a stream afterwards. So adding a 6th, it gets to be a bit much. So anyway. All right. So glass number not glass number 5, but 5th place. What do we got? Oh, wow. Okay. So I thought that Sagamore was going to do better, but that is the Sagamore. The bottle and bond. Actually, let me solo myself for just a little bit so everybody can see what the heck I'm showing off.
Have a good time, Nancy. That sounds great.
Yeah. So glass A there.
Looking forward to it.
For anyone keeping track, is the Sagamore. So not moving on, 5th place. Then we got glass B. Are these in the order that I poured them? That would be weird. Okay, glass B. B was, I guess I put them in the order that I poured them, right? So
that's New Riff.
Yeah, so New Riff coming in 4th.
Huh.
Okay. I think this is actually all right. Let's okay, so glass C. It's the Willet. All right, well, so far I don't have to really move any bottles. I'm just pulling them backwards. I think here though we might have a change up. Sorry, Nancy. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong, but this tastes cast strength and this does not. So if I'm right, then this is the Still Austin. Yeah. Okay. So E is Still Austin. Now again, I think if I had the Still Austin cast strength when I put this bracket out, I think this would be maybe reversed. But for now, the Driftless came in first. But that said, both of these are moving on to our Final Four because 2 move on and the others do not. But also should be noted, this is the best Driftless I've ever had. It is epically good. And for all you Patreons that entered in, one of you will get to choose between this bottle, and the New Riff. So whoever wins, whoever guessed what this guy thought was the best rye, you guys will get to pick one of those 3 for your bottle. Yeah. So, and then of course, runner-up gets samples of whatever 5 you want. So, yeah.
So, Sean, I should send you 2 then?
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
So what I was going to wait and see like what the winner wants.
Okay. Gotcha.
And if they want that, I'll just have you ship it directly to them and I'll pay for it. But if they want one of the others, then they can have that. Yeah. So, yeah.
What did you get out of the New Riff one? The New Riff, like, what do you think your New Riff like tastes like? Notes on that one.
So as I said to John earlier, I don't know if I'm guessing this is a different batch. It certainly has to be because this was released basically a year after my first bottle. That first release, I wish I still had that bottle. Because just the notes just popped so much more on the palate. This is, you can still tell it's still the same animal, but like, so when I did that first review, that was my first bottle, and it was just like strawberry jelly filled donuts,
Yeah.
and just, I mean, it was amazing. And this
That
still
sounds
is
really
that.
good.
Yeah, I mean, it was the sweetest, most decadent rye I've ever had at 100 proof. Anyway,
Yeah.
and you can tell this is still that. It's just not quite like, that was at 11. It's turned up to 11. This is like a 8 or 9.
Yeah. Mine, I thought was like that strawberry candy stuff you get from grandma with the juicy stuff in the middle.
Exactly.
Then
Yeah.
It's gotten more spicy now.
Yeah.
For 100 proof, it feels a little more proofier.
Yeah.
at this
So
point.
when did you get yours, Mark?
Like a couple months ago.
Okay, so you probably have the same batch that I
I
have.
opened it in May.
Yeah, I don't know if there's. I don't think there's batch numbers on these.
It was
But
this
so-
year.
Yeah, but I mean, my first bottle was the first release. The original release. And I just happened to pop into Kroger, and they had one, and I immediately grabbed it. And that bottle was epic. And so I bought 3 more. I already gave one away. But I have another one in case the winner wants that. And like it's still a very good bottle. And I think it's a very different rye either way. I think if you've never had this, then it's definitely worth trying because it's so
Certainly
unique.
Strawberry's a lot more up front, and then it kind of fades.
Yeah.
It just gets spicier.
I think because this has been opened a little while, it got a little more. It's more of like a raspberry now. It's a little more sour.
It's so hard to tell where they're at, though, too.
Yeah, mine's about halfway down.
I think this is at the new. It's only down to here.
Yeah, and mine's about halfway down, and it's been there about 3 or 4 months, I would say. Because I've kind of been setting these bottles aside so I don't mess them up for this. Once they fail in the blind, then I can drink them freely. But I didn't want to and this bottle, even though it was down to nothing, did well. Obviously, I was worried that it wouldn't, but it did well 2 weeks in a row. So, well, not 2 weeks in a row, two times.
I also have a sample of Willet. It's 104. I believe it's a green top from Shane. Haven't opened that sample yet.
Yeah, Nancy, I can't wait to try some of your stuff from Still Austin.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, man.
I like the sound of highest end expression.
Yes.
I am curious what that will be. I'm sure you can't tell us, but I'm just curious if there is a cognac finish in the near to distant future for Still Austin, because something akin to words are not happening tonight. The thing I love that you blend.
Magnus.
Yes, Magnus.
Cigar blend?
like a Still Austin's version of Magnus.
Cigar
I would be all in for a cigar blend. Still Austin.
Well, she's done wonders with cognac and Armagnac at J. Henry.
Yeah. So if Still Austin ever were to do that, you can just have all of my money. I'll live in a tent. I don't care.
Live in a van down by the river.
Yeah, exactly. I missed a lot of cheddar. So let me back up to where I remember clicking on stuff. Okay, right, got that. New order. Okay, just cracked my story time. All right, I read that. Okay, didn't get rises. They had a nice deal for port. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so that was last Friday, right? When Shane was doing the stream with those bourbon guys, I believe. Yeah, it's cool that they're pairing up. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see Shane getting a little bit of help, and those are good guys. So I hope that works out. But yeah, whatever it is that you're doing with your minty there, that's really cool. Can't wait for that. Bourbon School, I have that bottle and really like it. Oh, the port night, yeah. Indeed, great news. I bet I know what's first. So, were you right, Bourbon School? Was it the Driftless, or did you think that Still Awesome was going to take it? Yeah. So, I think that if this were the cast strength, they would have been flip flopped. But either way, yeah, it's the 18 proof points that really helps out. I mean, I'm kind of a proof for, as everyone knows. So I picked Still Awesome for the win. Yeah, I mean, it came in second to, an epically good bottle. So it's not like it lost to nothing. And I mean, it didn't really lose. It's still moving on. Dylan Robbins, how we doing? Sipping on a sample of Sagamore Rye Woodstone Imperial Stout finish. Interesting. The stout, I don't think I've ever had the stout finish Sagamore. That sounds really interesting, though. Yeah. However, I can't wait to see what y'all think about what we got one coming up at Still Awesome. We're just getting started. Yeah. I mean, if the red corn is any indication of what's coming, I'm so thrilled at what you guys are doing with whiskey at 100 proof.
Wow.
That, like, flavor wise, not heat wise, but flavor wise, that drink's like it's way above its proof point. Like, there's just so much pop, like just an explosion of flavors on the palate for 100 proof. That red corn bourbon is epic. How long will we need to wait? Yeah, I think that's all of our questions there. Yes. We've already had it coming. Oh, that's right. Share my vision. We'll get some avant-garde and very innovative stuff coming up. Yeah, you're right, Nancy. You did, and I missed it. I forgot that I missed it. Maybe like it was like a bad memory I was trying to repress. Yeah, so I do remember now that was a thing that I missed. We missed that release. Sean, I have a bottle of. Okay, well, you don't have to just let me know what the shipping costs, Mark, and
he'll be hanging by the mailbox.
Sean, I just want to throw out. JH was asking earlier in the chat if there were bottles of that Driftless available. Yeah, there are plenty. I can get you one.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this bottle a lot. It's my favorite Driftless by a pretty large margin, and I have some picks by some other people that are good, but this bottle is just epic. It is just an absolutely killer rye. It's fantastic. So
I went side by side, and the Driftless was the T-Rob to the bullet.
Yeah. It was the glass that I said was unfair when I came off what did end up being the Sagamore. It just brutally beats down everything else in its path. It is a monster of a rye. Yeah. So I'm sad to see this bottle go, but thanks to this great man here to my right here. No, this way, left.
Yeah, the other way. Yep.
Yeah, it's actually my right, but your left. Because of cameras.
It looks like his right arm, but
yeah. But thanks to John here, I got another bottle on the way.
My left. So weird.
And Mark just had a sample of that as well. Him and I exchanged Driftless samples.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do you think of it, Mark?
This Willet is like the dilliest rye I think I've nosed. It's the first time I'm like, oh, what's this dill? I drank it last week, Sean. I think it was good.
Fair enough.
I believe I liked it.
I hear you. I have similar experiences. Like,
that Mountain Journey Driftless rye was a lot sweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this one is more rye forward. The Mountain Journey was sweeter, but it's still really, really good.
Did you get the orange brownie or whatever the heck the thing was?
No, it wasn't a Mountain Journey. It was an A1 pick with locals.
Oh, it's A1? Oh, I thought it was Mountain Journey. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah.
Same with teal.
Yeah, it's like 119.
Yeah. Yep.
This one.
Yeah, so I got the Mountain Journey, the what is it? Mint pineapple mojito.
So did I. Yeah.
And it's cool. But
Not as good as that one? Guess not.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
a little
don't
bit.
like. I like Jason's a good guy, so I don't want to like, you know. But no.
This pick has got what I call a grassy rye note to it.
Yeah,
It's
I guess.
it's just sweet pie. I mean, it's just punchy in the face.
Yeah, I mean that's what I love about it. It's just like so much flavor. I mean, it's just yeah, it's
If that's what a distiller is capable of, that's amazing.
my God, that's so damn good. Driftless needs to find a way to just make that happen every time, and then
I'll
they'll
have to give you a sample because I've got only about a quarter of a bottle of the bourbon that was picked the same day. I sent a sample to Mark, but I've got a little bit left I can send to you, Sean. But that bourbon's long gone.
Okay.
I don't understand like the story here. Driftless ryes are so much better, but everybody sees bourbon and they grab that first. And then the ryes are just left on the shelf.
It's because they don't know.
It's a popularity thing.
Yeah, I mean, and driftless ryes are fine like that. They're just kind of like they're there and it's bourbon and it's fine. I haven't had one yet that really wowed me. But their ryes, like they know what they're doing when it comes to ryes. Like they understand what needs to happen. Yeah, they're just it's a
There's
really
so many
great
good distilleries in Wisconsin that know what to do with rye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of nasty and still Austin, this 21090 pick is legit.
Okay.
I want to
I
sample
can't wait
this on
to
the
I
stream
can't
today.
wait to try that.
So there's a sample somewhere in Kentucky that has my name on it. It just did not make it here today.
That
So
from 210? From 21090?
Yeah, I was supposed to be on with Todd and Andy tonight. I was supposed to talk about that with them, and then also talk about the Sagamore Port, which is one of the best Sagamore finishes that they do, and kind of mine and also Todd and Andy's opinion. So we were going to just talk about Sagamore as well because they're there tonight. But I don't know if it was a mailing issue or whatever the case, but UPS did not get it to my house today. It was supposed to. It was in the town next to me this morning, early this morning. But
well, you live more in the middle of nowhere than I do, I guess.
I do.
Yeah, because FedEx puts like an extra $6 for like rural route something for like your address.
Well, this was UPS, not FedEx, but I got the notification the other day that they were sending it. Well, I won it on Tuesday night. Wednesday they sent it. Today's Friday, and here it is.
Yeah.
They probably sent it at the same time.
I mean, it's Sean's house. It must be in the middle of nowhere. They were charging extra for like rural deliveries.
Could be.
Yeah, I'm not near things. That's true. Like whatever the thing is, I'm not near it. It doesn't matter what the thing is you're going to talk about. I'm not near that thing.
I mean, the thing is, I would have loved. I know it didn't end up in there, but these ryes, how Corbin Cash would have done.
Oh yeah, I mean, so the only reason it didn't is because I was doing ryes between $40 and $80 just to make it kind of fair.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, if Corbin Cash were in here, it's just such a monster. It would have just stomped everything.
I mean, I haven't had 1917 yet, but I need to get these 6 and 8 year single barrels. I mean, that stuff is just it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, that's another one that's kind of unfair. We're gonna have to do like a best of. Once this is all done, I think we'll have to throw Corbin Cash. I'm talking with Bobby to get another 1917. I think that's probably I'll throw the Master Distiller cut in there as well, just to see. But I think for like an everyday drinker, everyday sipper, whatever the case, I think I actually prefer the 1917. The Master Distiller cut is something that I kind of more have to be in the mood for, even though when I am in the mood for that, there's nothing like it. It's insanity in a glass. There are notes in that rye that I've never had in any whiskey ever. It's just freaking nuts. Yeah, I mean, David Sosa, whatever you're doing out there, keep doing it, man. Love you, buddy. Yeah. So, but anyway, once I get my 1917 from Bobby, I think we're gonna have to do like a blind of like whatever comes in first, second, maybe even third in our final 5, really, and then throw in some 1917 and maybe the Master Distiller cut and see how they compete with, because that's $110-ish rye. So yeah, it's a little pricier, but
I like this with rye more than bourbon. There's almost a sense. I hate to use the word terroir with wine, but
yeah, I got you.
This rye is like this. This rye is. I mean, they're so unique, each different one.
And that's what, so like to Nancy's point with Still Austin, I mean, you can, even though she had said that before and I'd kind of forgotten, you sense the differences in the different varietals of the rye grain. And I love seeing that. Like, I wish there was more of that even in bourbon. Like, I feel like most bourbon makers are just using just standard old Monsanto corn, and and whatever, and that's why I like this bottle. That's why I love this so much, because it's not the same crap, and I love bourbon. I mean, bourbon is still my favorite whiskey category, but I love seeing when distilleries are trying things that no one else is doing, or very few people are doing. Yeah. I want more of that. I want more variety of profiles. So, when Nancy tells me that there's all kinds of new things coming down the line, that's amazing news. I have to admit that I really love Dill Ford Rye, Nancy saying. I helped Smooth Ambler with their rye, and I am personal fan of that profile. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it doesn't really taste like a pickle or anything.
No,
it's kind of a vegetal, earthy kind of thing or something. And the Willet, I mean, it's more dill on the nose, but the taste it turns sweet. I mean, this one I have. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, so as I said earlier, I got a little bit of a dill note, on the nose, but I don't get that much on the palate. Really not at all. So like Willet's I've never had a Willet that I could say was truly dilly on the palate. Maybe a hint of that, but it was never been enough that it bothered me. And also I like dill pickles, so whatever. Prideful Goat 6-year MGP is solid as well. Yeah, man. What is Prideful Goat 6-year these days? Is it 130-ish? I feel like it's 100 plus, right? Don't forget to hydrate and hit that. Yeah, man. Do both those things, everybody. Hit the like.
Red, John.
Since Nancy's in chat, I've got to pour one of her great blends.
1 second here. There we go.
This is the J. Henry Laflamme. It's finished in Armagnac.
Did you send me that too?
Yep.
Well,
you got to sample that one. I sent you a Laflamme. I sent you a 5-year cast strength and then the anniversary blend.
Cool. Man. Love that red corn. Yeah, man. This, I praised it when I did the review, but honestly, if you can get your hands on this bottle is just epically good. And I just wish it wasn't as hard to get, because it would be like my daily, because it's 100 proof, just like the perfect proof point for a daily sipper, and an amazing whiskey, and very different than most of the things you're going to have on the shelf. Hey, man, as a Cash family descendant, I really need to try the Corbin Cash. Yeah, man. Wait, Nancy's. You know what, Nancy? I feel like I need to solve this problem. Z-Man the Magnificent. What's up, Z-Man?
Is that it?
Yep, Laflamme. Yep, that's it.
I love how you reuse bottles. That's great.
It's the best way. Instead, you get them sent to you, turn around and send them back out.
How did you clean them? May I ask?
I do the basically soap and water wash, and then I rinse them a second time with distilled water.
Oh, I just use the hose. Is that
I
the
usually
right
wash
way?
them in the toilet and then pour them out.
Are
It's good
are
to
you
go.
not supposed to just use hose water? I don't know.
I just make sure I don't pour a bourbon in a bottle that held peat before.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I buy new bottles. I boiled them. I haven't used any, reused any or not because the lids and such. But
Yeah, I will.
boil
Yeah,
the
I've got
bottle.
extra lids here, but I'll wash them out with soap and water and then rinse them with distilled water after that.
What's I gonna say? I like yourself, John. I don't hardly ever reuse anything that had peated scotch in it because I mean, unless I'm sending out scotch samples, which I rarely do because I don't have that much. So I usually just keep those for myself, and then I'll like take samples. If there's a little bit of peated note in my bourbon, that doesn't really bother me any. So I'll just use, like, if I'm at a beat up or something, I'll just take samples into those.
Hey, Nancy, since you're asking, this is actually batch 1 from 22. This is the first batch.
Cool, man. Let's see here. Actually, first off, Z-Man, what do you got going on tonight? What are you drinking?
Let's see you sneak in.
That hot garbage.
There you go. Okay.
Which bottle is that you're on now?
I got blue. I
Your
got
first,
two
your second,
blacks.
third, your fifth in the case. Where are you at?
Yeah, I got 2 blacks left. I think I got one that's open. I'm going to finish it. I'll hit one more next week and then leave the other in the bunker. And just stay out of it.
Yeah, Bauer. Bauer, you're a Texas fella, aren't you? I thought you were down that way. Am I wrong? I feel like you're down in Texas.
I think he is too.
Yeah, have somebody hook you up, man. That red corn, it is killer stuff. Just, I think actually because of this bottle, I'm considering doing a whole new end of the year video, even though I haven't really shot edited content in a while. Like best 100 proofers of the year, and that'll be number 1. But spoiler, yeah. Because that bottle was just so damn good.
How is the one? Was it still Austin? It was 6 years bottle and bond.
So it depends. So Nancy was talking about earlier that the rye that's going to be coming out, like springish, will be a 5-year, even though it's bottle and bond. So we're getting an extra year in there, which is cool. The rye. And the bottle and bond rye that's coming out in spring will be at least 5-year plus. So that's
Here's my stupid question because it's 4 years, right?
Yeah, for bottle and bond, yeah,
At least 4 years.
yeah, minimum of 4, yeah.
Because Heaven Hill's 7-year bottle and bond. It doesn't have to be exactly.
All right then. That's
Yeah, as long as it's 100 proof, bottle and bond, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so like Dickel, they were putting out. They have an 11, 13, and a 14, right? And those are all bottle and bond. Yeah, so it's just minimum of 4.
Henry McKenna 10-year is a single barrel. Is it not bottled and bond as well?
Yeah, it is a bib also. Yeah,
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, just minimum of, yeah.
And from the same distilling season and bottled at 100, barreled at 100, bottled at 100.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, all the
Take care
people.
of that. We trust the feds, right?
Okay, Nancy, thank you for that.
Sure.
You could highlight that, Sean, about sample bottles. Thanks for the tip.
Okay.
So I can just. Oh, go ahead.
Well, let me burn through some chat and get down there.
Okay.
It's still awesome. We've gone from Elbin Rye to Bracetto over time. I'd absolutely love for Bobby to do that. Yeah, I think we need to get Nancy some Still Austin. Is what I'm Still Austin? No, she has plenty of that. Corbin Cash. You know the thing I'm trying to say. Yeah, we need to get some Nancy some Corbin Cash. I would love to hear Nancy's thoughts on Corbin Cash.
So my boiled well water is good.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, we need to get Nancy working with Corbin Cash. That would be that'd be epic.
If she could work with a lot of places, it'd be cool.
Hose water's the best. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, Jay Henry S. Okay, that was about FY. Well, have the third expression and coming out soon. Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
I I was definitely a hose water. Yeah, man. I was a hose water guy. Like when I was working landscaping back in the day, when you're hot enough, hose water tastes amazing.
Unless it's been sitting in the hose in the baking sun and it's just scalding hot as soon as you try to drink it. That's not the.
Well, no, you don't. When you're a pro hose water drinker, Mark, you got to let it run for about 5 minutes first,
yeah.
and
then for sure.
Unless you just want to burn your face. Yeah, in the Florida sun, especially if you get one of those black hoses, it's like 1,000,000 degrees. Yeah.
That's racist.
Anyway. Actually, the phrasing on that was a little suspect.
Those are just called hoses, Sean.
We're not doing phrasing anymore. Norson, anyway. Brian, what's up, brother? Cheers, buddy.
What's happening, guys?
Hey, Brian.
And again, my apologies for being an idiot on Wednesday.
Oh gosh, come on! It's absolutely. I appreciate all you've done for us. It's absolutely no apology necessary.
Well, fair enough, but I should have been there. So
we did have a good time, though.
Oh, I'm sure. I watched a little bit of the replay. I'm not like a replay live kind of guy.
Same.
But I watched a little bit just because I felt bad because I missed it. But it looked like you guys are having a blast, and I wish I was actually there in person. But
live replays are tough. Either they go on for an hour and a half, 2 hours, or if you're Big Vic, 8 hours, and it's like I just can't. You can't keep me for that long. I can't do it.
It was a great time. I just didn't win any 1-foot cock. That's
that's the real problem. Yeah.
Got him right up here, baby.
I need to get a bottle of that.
I'll be happy to hand deliver one to you, John, if you're interested. They've got, I mean, that Empire Rye is phenomenal. I mean, and I'm not a rye guy. It just has such an interesting character to it. And for being only 4 years, it definitely you can taste some age in it. It's a really neat bottle. I think one of the things that really it was so surprising to me is that there's not a lot of local places around here that are doing great whiskey. We've got a place in Buffalo called Hartman's, and they source from MGP, and it's fine. It's good. I mean, it's good MGP bourbon, But Buffalo Distilling is just doing all their own stuff. The guy took us back to the Rick House and everything. It's all like right on site, right in downtown Buffalo. And it was just really cool. And we were really impressed with these two. They're bottled in bonds that they are like, it's all their juice 100%. And they did it themselves. And it was for a little place doing it on their own. It was really, really good. But if you wanna email me, John, we can, cause I wouldn't mind trying that driftless either. So maybe we can, send a couple bottles swap or something. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian, I know you're kind of getting into ryes now, and man, this bottle is epic. It is a great pick. Yeah.
All right.
I would love to see what you and Lauren think about it. Have you guys had any cast strength ryes yet?
No. Honestly, the only 2 ryes that I've had. We tried the Redwood, which is good. It's fine. I feel like this is like probably a good, like if you want to venture from bourbon to rye, this is probably a good one. Because it's pretty light. I think this is probably like a good training wheels kind of rye.
Also reverse osmosis, Mark.
Okay.
And then with Sazerac, Baby Saz, which I was not really impressed with. I didn't think it was that great, but
my first
kind of tracks with most Buffalo Trace products for me.
I used for cocktails.
I agree with you,
Brian.
It was really good. Yeah.
And
so we have
a Bond Rye. That's good stuff to start with.
Which one did you say, Mark?
The first one I had was Michter's single barrel rye.
Okay.
Then Rittenhouse Rye, which are more barrel.
And that's a fairly easy one to find too, Rittenhouse. I see that all over the place. So you think that's a good like rye?
Well, it's still barely legal rye. It's not super rye, but it's a good one to start with.
Yeah. I still want to try that Dad's Hat from Pennsylvania. There's a bunch of stores around me that have picks of it, and they say it's like an old school, like straight up rye. I would like to try it, but I just haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't gone back to the store to grab one yet.
So I think that Dad's Hat is a rye drinker's rye.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that stuff is so good.
Might not be a starter.
yeah,
No.
that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is that if you're coming from the bourbon world, it's not going to have a lot of notes that you're familiar with.
Okay.
So I don't think I think it's a very good rye, but to whatever, just like all the other guys were saying, I think Rittenhouse is a much better introduction into rye. Or Old Forester 100 is also very bourbon-esque.
Okay.
Wild Turkey 101 is, even though it's still like a barely legal, it has more notes that are more akin to a standard rye than Old Forester or Rittenhouse, to me anyway. So even though actually Old Forester has a higher rye content, it tastes more like a bourbon to me than 101 does.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean that's my bit of advice, and those are all budget friendly, so easy to get into. But to your point though, Brian, this is my original Baby Saz. I've had it for 3 years, and that's how much I've drank in 3 years. I do not like it. I try it occasionally just to see if maybe it's grown on me. Nope, never has. I don't like it at all. I think it's terrible, honestly. I think it's one of the worst ryes I own.
It doesn't taste like anything. Like it doesn't taste like a bourbon. It doesn't taste like a rye. It's a weird bottle.
You know what it kind of tastes like to me? It tastes like if you took a Coca-Cola and then you watered it down to a percentage where the amount of Coca-Cola left was like 1% and it was mainly water. So it's like, oh, there's some flavor here. I just don't know what it is. It might be something. It's hard to say.
Thanks, great shot.
So,
well,
Sean,
and this was
my first rye from about 5 years ago. I don't want to make it jealous, but this is driftless, and look at the batch number.
Batch number 1.
Batch 1. Very nice.
Nice.
Is that why you kept the
this was
bottle?
a 96 proofer. I was never going to throw this bottle away since it was batch 1.
That's awesome.
Bros.
Do you like rye bread and dough?
Ooh.
Get
Yeah.
some local.
Hey, Smoking Firewater. Cheers, buddy.
From
Good to see
Crafty
you.
Distillery. This is the first one from the local place here, which I got a few weeks ago. This is like, it's not very high proof either. These are 15 gallon barrels, so those they put them in little bottles.
Oh wow!
It's very doughy. This place is an hour from me, roughly.
Only take
Okay.
for a second.
Not
Cool.
that great.
Not that great.
Oh, okay.
We went on a tour at the store, and they had a nice restaurant there. An interesting story. It was like me and the wife were the only ones on the tour. The distillers just telling us this whole story.
Okay.
Distillation in Illinois. At one point, Illinois was the highest producer of bourbons.
So
I've been caught into that same trap though, Mark. You know, where you do the tour and you feel like you got to buy a bottle and then see.
Yeah. We sampled it. It was good. The little bottle, it's not that great.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, Mark, that would be great. So, I tried to mention that to Great Shot before he froze up.
Yeah, and Roscoe for sure, man. The Old Forester barrel strength rye those things are ridiculous. I've only had 2 samples, but both samples were epic.
Yeah.
I had that Dad's Hat in a blind from Pinch Hitter, and I swore it was the Middle West Pumpernickel. They're so similar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think
I really like the Pumpernickel.
One of the first ones I got that was more bourbony and just so unique, and it was really good.
There's another.
So does a rye? This is obviously from inexperience. Does a rye do better at a higher proof or lower proof? Like, is there an ideal for a rye? Like, I know I have kind of an ideal that I like for a bourbon. Like, what is it? Personal preference, or is there truly a proof that rye does better at?
I personally, my take on that, Brian, is it's identical for me across the board.
Okay.
Basically, all whiskeys I want them at cask strength. So whatever the proof point is that you like, that's probably what you're going to like in rye too. Eventually, once you get there, because it took me a while to get into rye. So I was into bourbon for we're talking, I guess now actually 6 years ago.
Mhm.
It's when I first started getting serious about it. And then it's only been about 2 to 3 years that I've been kind of getting serious about rye. But either way, for me, cast strength is the way to go because you just get the biggest flavor punch, and that's what I'm always after. And same with Scotch, same with Irish. It really doesn't matter.
I will say, Brian, though, like we were talking earlier with ryes,
Never had a place.
the difference between distilleries is striking.
Okay.
Yes.
Every different distillery, their rye is unique. It's not the same like bourbon.
So do you think rye is a lot easier to screw up then?
Well, yes. So
Okay.
it depends on what you mean by it. Can be wildly different to John's point.
It's easier to come up with a bad rye than a bad bourbon. Is that fair?
Well, I mean, so I don't. Even though I've talked crap about a lot of whiskeys, in fairness, I don't know that there are necessarily bad whiskeys. There's just some that I do not like the profile of at all.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Like for instance, I have a Nashville barrel rye that I got from Ty. He absolutely loves it. I am not a huge fan because it's very mint forward. Now that's his bag. He likes a ton of mint on ryes. Not really my thing.
Okay.
So, but to me, that's a more typical rye profile. Heavy mint,
Okay.
a lot of pepper. That's kind of a more old school rye profile. And to be fair, he's from Maryland, so that makes sense. That's where rye was huge up there.
Yeah.
That's not my thing though. So if you're like me and you want something more akin to bourbon, I think the ones that I highlighted tonight, these two right here, are more similar, easier to make the crossover.
Okay.
And then of course the budget options we talked about earlier.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but again, it's like you're gonna find just like just like you do in bourbon, you're gonna find what you like. And I kind of know your palate just based on watching your videos and when we've drank together and stuff. And so I would guess you're probably gonna like Rittenhouse quite a bit. You're probably gonna like Old Forester. Old Forester, because I know you're an Old Forester fan.
You love Old Forester in general, yeah.
The Old Forester rye, the 100. Drinks quite similar to Old Forester 100 bourbon. It's more similar than you would guess, since the mash bills are wildly different.
Is that still barely legal, or what's the? Do you know the mash bill on that?
I believe it's 65% rye.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not there's a significant amount of rye in there. It's not high rye. I mean, like 100%, but it's not a 51. So
we had this discussion last week about trying to find out where the Silver Spring came from.
Yeah, right.
But it was the same mash bill as Old Forester.
Exactly. So
65% rye. It says 20% malted barley, 15% corn.
I guess to Nancy's point, you're talking about messing it up or not messing up. There's evidently a fine line on aging rye whiskey. It gets better a little bit quicker, but then I guess if you let it go too long, it may change.
Yeah, Norseman said that too, and I have heard that.
At a younger age.
Age,
although the 16-year Canadian rye in Old Dragon Bones is really good.
You're not
age is not always the friend of rye, from what I understand.
But I will say to that though, Mark, that is not a beginner's rye by any means.
I don't think so.
I mean, not just because it's hazmat, but also that is a very middle of the road rye profile. At least to me. Well, I got some here sitting somewhere, but I mean, I would not. I don't think anybody would drink that and think this might be a bourbon. I don't think you would ever confuse it with a bourbon. But to me,
which one's this, Sean?
ODB.
It's 146 or 147 proof.
Oh goodness!
I've never seen one in the little sample bottle.
Oh man, that's awesome.
200 ml.
Yeah, this is thanks to the great JAC, Jacob, wherever you're at, man. Cheers, brother.
Oh man,
nice. Yeah, you sent me a 2-ounce sample. That man was that good.
I think you guys are going to make me a rye drinker. I don't know if Lauren will be, but I
that's
think you're going to
some
make me a
time-
rye drinker.
Hey,
I
Brian,
don't
that's
know.
some time traveling stuff right there.
It's hard to tell where the transition began, but I had some of those ryes before, and I made cocktails with that Michter's, and then I just started getting them. And there's probably 50 bottles of rye around here now. They're just
No shit. Holy cow.
And I don't know what the distribution is on this, Brian, but and from what we know, this is not Old Forester, but it's the same exact mash bill as the Old Forester rye, and it's cast strength, and it's phenomenal, and it's like $40 to $45.
this one wouldn't be a bad one to get started with. I don't. It's a high rye mash bill, but it's very sweet if you like strawberries.
Yeah, that's a great
raspberries.
So
this is great.
And those
New
are
Riff
easier
malted
to
rye?
find now. They were pretty hard to find at first, but the New Riff 6-year malted, that's a great starter rye.
hey, Mark, if you ever want to send me some samples, can you send me some of that?
This one, yeah. I was making a list. I just put my local rye on that. So yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had any New Riff rye at all yet.
I have had the Balboa rye, and I liked it.
It's different, but it's good.
It was sweet. It was very sweet to me, which probably is why it hit with me, because I like a sweeter bourbon too. So that one, it was kind of like,
just
this is
in case I was
good.
going to keep on with the rye thing. But yeah.
So, in your opinion, Mark, because you have both, and I've also had both, but I want to hear your thoughts first. If you had the option between the Balboa and the 6-year malted, which way are you going?
Probably the malted.
I would as well.
Although I haven't, I think I opened them close to the same time, but I opened the Balboa quite a bit before I opened the malted.
Yeah,
it's just been a long time since I tasted it again.
For me, I prefer I think the 6-year malted is a more interesting profile for me. And
this one is 100% rye. There's no corn or anything else in that.
The Balboa is 100%?
Yeah.
Okay.
Part of it's malted to make the yeasty thing go on, but the rest
Sure.
Yep.
But yeah, so Brian, I don't know if you got it, so this is the Silver Spring Sweet Rye.
Okay.
I don't know what the distribution is on this. I don't think it's real big. I had to get it from Texas.
Okay.
Wait, no, actually, I think this came from California. But either way, if it's in your area, phenomenal rye for like $40, $45, and yeah.
It's funny because I go to a store and just blow right past the ryes, but now I'm going to start taking a peek and see if I see anything that interests me.
Yeah, man. I mean, you might find some really good. I don't know what the Buffalo market's like, so I don't know what's in your area, but I mean, if you see some of these like kind of hidden gems like the Silver Springs, I don't think this is going to be at the Still Austin's going to be up there, but maybe.
There's no Still Austin up here.
Yeah.
None.
And then Driftless, you might have Driftless in your area. I don't know. I mean, New York's a pretty big market, so maybe you have that. But Driftless, especially, let me be really clear on that, actually. The picks exclusively is the standard one is okay. But the picks, my God, they are ridiculous.
So, Mark, Brian, I'll put you on the list then.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah, get with John. Maybe you guys can swap details.
my buddy, so I can get those at store costs. So.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. And I can grab you an Empire Rye or whatever else. I mean, I don't know what we have that you don't, but if there's stuff you're looking for, I can certainly see when you find it up here.
My sister was she spent a semester as a college exchange student out in Buffalo, and she's a huge Sabres fan. So anything Buffalo is pretty cool. So she's a little sad with RJ passing away, but.
Oh, I know. They're having a whole thing at the arena for it's free. You just have to sign up for tickets and for the fans.
I've been out there and gone to Anchor Bar and all that stuff.
Yeah. For those of you out here who don't know who RJ is, that's Rick Jenneret. He was the Sabres play-by-play guy, and any Sabres highlight worth a damn in the last 40 years, his voice was commentating it. He's the best in the business.
Mayday one. That's just.
Yep. It's like Vin Scully passing away from the Dodgers. He's the last of his kind in hockey. So it was it was pretty rough when he passed away last week. So,
I mean, I've listened to him for 30 years probably.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's great.
A
lunatic, an absolute lunatic.
Package for almost 30 years.
I said Gene Hart for the Flyers. He was the amazing announcer for Flyers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Pat
love
Collins
those
from the
flyers.
Blackhawks just retired.
Real
I like
quick,
the
just
guy.
wanna-
Sorry,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Just want to say cheers to Jigs and also cheers, David Bass. Good to see you, fellas.
Cool.
Continue, guys.
Cheers, great job.
We don't have to make it a hockey stream, but I do love the
No.
guy from Pittsburgh who's like, "Hey, beat him like a rented mule."
Oh, that guy
He's a good
Elvis
one.
who just left the building. Oh, that guy was awesome.
Yeah,
I
he
think,
was
I
great.
think we might have to make it a hockey stream now since Slapshot's here.
Cheers, Brian.
My sister just posted a thing on my Facebook today from a ice cream place out in Buffalo, and they made a top shelf for Mama Hides the Cookies flavor.
Oh, nice.
I'm just
I wonder
like,
if it's
that
Lake
is
Effect.
awesome.
They're a really good ice cream joint out here. Lake Effect ice
Yeah.
cream.
I just remembered that line too. Top shelf for Mama Hides the Cookies.
Yeah.
All right, so Nancy here says, I like Ride Stillet of Dad's Head, but I, excuse me, I think the cooperage that they use is not great quality. Okay, interesting. Good to know. Need to use at least a 53-gallon barrels, not 30. The extraction to oxidation rate is out of balance. Interesting. Okay.
He's all scientific and stuff.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I know.
It's the 1 foot cock is interesting, but just anything from kind of both would be cool to have here.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
I
for
actually,
sure.
this may sound weird. I go on to Amazon, I get Lenovo wing sauce by the gallon now. I got the Lenovo wing sauce by the gallon, and I've got the Anchor Bar barbecue by the bottle.
Right on.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Norseman. Yeah, Rye does so. Like Sagamore seemed to even push it with their double oak. Like I've had bottles of that, maybe different batches that were getting a little bit into the tannic range. Now, my current bottle is fantastic, but I've had some that were getting a little bit too far. Yeah.
I'm afraid to open this one because I'm afraid I'm going to just blow through it. Have you guys had this one yet?
No.
Oh, the Fiddler. Okay.
Fiddler.
Oh, wow. No, I haven't had anything from ASW yet.
So I got this. I don't know if it was Sealbox somewhere. Like I thought I wouldn't be able to get it because they don't have it here in New York. Dave Vogelsang, I'm sure you know his name. He's in the chats a lot. He sent us. We actually did a video on a bunch of Georgian bourbons. He sent us a couple of ASW. Holy smokes. They're so good. I'm going to crack it.
All right, man. Let's get into it. Nancy's saying the entry proof of rye can be a bit higher than bourbon, as in the 118 to 125 range. Rye whiskey also comes online or matures a bit sooner than rye bourbon too. Interesting. Huh? How about that? I mean, I've kind of always felt that way. I think most of us have, like that rye matures faster or has. You know, it tastes like it's older than bourbon at the same years, age statement, whatever the words are.
And I've heard that it's easy to overage it for sure.
William Hall saying, Wild Turkey 101 rye. Hell yeah, man. The king of the budget ryes, in my opinion. This date in 1988, the last good Metallica album came out. I remember.
You remember?
Jigs. You're not
I
kidding,
thought of
man.
Todd on the way home from work today because I was listening to Hair Nation. Apparently, Alice Cooper dropped a new album today.
That's true. That's not all he's in the news for. But I'm not going to talk
do
about
you
the other
remember? Do you remember the band Hurricane?
Hurricane?
That was like late '80s. They were hair metal.
No, I can't say
They
that.
released a new album today too, and I'm like, I didn't even know they were still together. But I was like, oh, okay.
I
Todd would
remember
probably know them
Alice.
pretty well though.
I remember Alice Cooper singing "Welcome to My Nightmare" on the Muppet Show when I was a kid.
There you go. Okay, there you go.
It was awesome. Like, could you imagine somebody doing that today on a kid's show?
It's a wholesome guy. He just wears makeup.
Also, Jigs, I have to address it. So, are you anti Black Album then? That's what I take. That's my takeaway from your comment here. I mean, I'm not a big Enter Sandman guy. I think it's kind of a corny song, honestly. I know it did a lot for Metallica, but it's not really. I mean, the riff is epic, without a doubt. Lyrically, I think it's even James himself thought it was kind of stupid. If you watch interviews on his thoughts on Inner Sandman, even he thought
What
it
he
was.
says? This is kind of stupid.
I don't know if that's his exact wording, but roughly that.
You're
he was
paraphrasing.
just kind of playing around the studio, and just kind of came up with that. And then Lars, of course, was like, "No, man, that's going to be a hit." And unfortunately, Lars was right. But I mean, unfortunately, like Lars understands the mind of smooth-brained humans, probably because he is one. But
A blind squirrel finds it out every once in a while.
no, I think it's just he understands his own kind. It's like he's an idiot, and so he understands other idiots. But whatever. I mean, honestly, though, like I have to give it to Lars. Like Lars drove Metallica in a direction that made them successful. So whether you think that's valuable or not, he definitely did that. I don't know. Yeah, Lars understands what the music industry is, for better or worse.
I just want to say Bourbon Baller Lee has some strong opinions about Lars.
Oh, you're not kidding. I mean, Lee hates Metallica, period. But I cannot
see his comment there. Holy smokes!
I'm not anywhere down to that yet. But I
You
will
should
hit
ask
the new
Cheech
button.
too next time you see him.
It's like, can we get Cheech's opinion on Lars?
Oh yeah. Cheech loves Lars. Anyway, Lancey saying rye is hard to make at the fermentation distillation phase because of the propensity of rye balls. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. I wanted to make sure I was
A
reading
long
that right.
word.
Rye balls. But at the maturation phase, it is much easier to produce than a wheated bourbon. Okay. Interesting. How about that there?
I got to see
Joe in the house.
Hey, Joe.
That's a hell of a shirt there, Joe. Hell
Cheers,
yeah.
everybody.
America.
Cheers, Nancy.
Liberty
Freeman.
is. Oh, sorry, Joe. Go ahead. Say your thing one more time. I was
just cheersing everybody, and then I saw Nancy's on the screen, so I was saying
Nancy.
cheers to her and cheers to you guys.
Yeah, man. Cheers, man. And also, what I was going to say is liberty, you sons of bitches. Yeah, America. Anyway.
so who didn't think that the guy from Wagner was going to get killed at some point?
What now? I feel like I'm missing.
Who didn't think the guy from Wagner was going to get killed at some point? That's my one political thing for today.
What's Wagner?
The Russian
John Kranz
military-
dropping bombs.
Yes. The
I don't
Russian
know.
mercenary group.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. Oh, they're the guys in the Ukraine, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that was going to mutiny, and then they surrendered, so they were going to give him a pass. And then his business jet got shot down in Russia yesterday.
That's so unexpected. I didn't know anything about this story, but even just from your short synopsis there, that sounds like exactly what would have happened.
Cheers,
Exactly.
It's like the scene in Casablanca when he's like, I'm shocked.
Yes.
It's like me and my wife were watching some series show, and the bad guy's like, I promise I won't kill your family, and then he immediately kills your family after you give him all. It's like, who would have seen that coming? This evil son of a bitch just killed your family. That's so unexpected.
And then, Putin says today, well, he had a complicated fate. Well, no shit.
You're not kidding, buddy. Oh, man. Oh, the world's a funny place, isn't it?
Yes.
Up front, the Still Austin Rye is all rye, but completely bourbon finish.
Nice.
So, for me, it's the reverse of that, Jay, but still true. I get much more bourbon-esque things, especially front of the palate, like caramel and all the bourbon silkiness.
Cheers, B-Bar.
And then mid palate, I get like some rye things happening, and then probably bourbon fit. So I guess not completely different, but yeah, I agree. Either way, it's a very more bourbon-esque rye, which I appreciate. Climate makes a huge difference in aging, though. Indeed, Norseman. Some regions will have to age rye longer. Yeah. There's some fly that keeps flying in my face. I don't know how it got here. It's really pissing me off.
I thought you were just doing a flourish at the end of his statement.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm suddenly Italian. I'm just using my hands a lot. I can say that because my wife's Italian.
Can relate.
New Riff malted rye 6-year great bottle. Absolutely, database. Let's see here. You guys chatting amongst yourselves. Oh wait, no, here we go. This is to me. Picked up a bottle of that a week ago. Solar Springs is a solid. Yeah, man. For $40-$45, that bottle is a steal, man. That is a great rye for that price point. You guys chatting amongst yourselves. Fantastic. Don't have to read it. Cheers, fellas. I'm out for a bit to eat some dinner. Awesome. Hope it's something caught locally, if you know what I mean.
See you, great shot.
Cheers, buddy. Used to swing through there a couple times a year to the Marine Midland Arena and watch the games.
That's Buffalo, baby.
Yep.
There you go. Heck yeah, man. Cheers, Jakes. Top shelf where moms.
Top shelf where Mama hides the cookies.
That was one of Rick Jetteret's big lines when somebody would roof it. Top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. This is all hockey talk here, Sean. I don't know if you're a hockey fan.
I am. I don't really watch any sports much. I mean, like I don't sit down and watch games. I will watch highlights of almost anything.
You got to be a Wildcats fan, though, right? Being down there in Kentucky, you're just inundated with it.
Don't care. Yeah. I mean, like they're okay. I don't really care about college sports.
Have a great night, Nancy.
Make it to the pros, and then we'll talk. I just realized how far behind I am in chat.
Yeah, if you go all the way down, Nancy's just saying good night.
Yeah. Night, Nancy. Thank you so much for popping in.
Have a great time. That was fun talking to you.
Have a good night, Nancy.
An honor as always. You're the best. Cheers. Yeah, I like it is literally a religion around here. Like the Big Blue is a phenomenon. I don't really understand it. But yeah, it's definitely a thing that a lot of people seem to like. Yeah. Like I mean it's a thing in the South, really. So like in Florida, it's football. Like whether it be Gators, Seminoles, or the Hurricanes, like people like will fight over it. It's of course it's sports.
Like Alabama, there's nothing else there.
Yeah. But you guys are like North Carolina and Kansas, where it's basketball is just huge, and it's because Kentucky's got a pretty decent tradition of having good basketball teams. So. Oh
yeah. I mean, and we still have decent teams. It's just that I don't know. There's something about pro ball that just has always appealed to me more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I will tell you that this ASW, if you find this is a buy all day. It is phenomenal.
Is that the M&J pick? Is that what Jigs?
No.
Okay.
No, this is a cast strength single barrel, but I don't think it's a pick. I like I said, I got it off a seal box, I think, and it is stupid. Like there's so many like different like it I don't know. We're not ones to like pick out flavors and stuff, but there is just like it's a totally different experience from the front to the back of your palate, and all of it is good. That's all I can really say.
Is that one?
Is that a rye?
Yeah,
it is. So the Georgia Heartwood is finished as bourbon whiskey, refinished with hand-harvested charred oak staves, and it really does have kind of like that Maker's 46 character on the front. And then when it gets to the back of your palate, it's almost like really good fresh cornbread. And I say that not in a way to say it's like youthful like corn whiskey. It is a very like rich, like very warm, very delicious cornbread flavor to it. It's stupid.
May I just point out that what Joe just did is ask Brian what he was drinking and then went and got the same bottle.
Well,
look at you.
Well, his is a rye. Mine's the bourbon.
Oh, okay.
No, mine's the bourbon.
No, he's got the bourbon, Joe.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought
Yeah.
you said it was a rye.
No.
Yeah, same thing. Hand harvested, charred,
Yep.
Charred oak.
What's the proof on that? 57 point. So mine's 57.8. So
Oh.
you got a little more to it than me, Joe.
You 1/10 of a proof point more. There you go. Also, Liberty.
Joe wins. Oh, Hubers.
I think in honor of your shirt, Joe, I think you need to say America after.
America.
What do we got here, John? Sorry, I'm not soloing you.
So Starlight Rye finish and apple brandy casks.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, I've got a
Rye
bourbon in that
finished
cask.
apple brandy.
Calvados.
Ooh.
I
You know, I've had hit and miss
on
with
Wednesday
Starlight.
to an
Most
apple
of them have
brandy
been
cask whiskey.
Speaking of apples,
Smooth
You got some
brain.
apple pie
those
there?
apples.
I
Ooh.
do.
Like those
Do
apples.
you have apple pie? Is that what I'm saying?
It's a caramel apple pie with a little vanilla ice cream on top there.
Damn it, Mark.
I had this the other night with my Starlight bourbon
Hey Nancy, I can get myself
Apple
kicked
brandy
out of here
finish.
yet tonight. So
and a little
Oh,
Nulu,
jeez.
Have a good night,
Sean
Nancy.
kicked me out yet?
Yeah. Friggin'
Yeah, I mean,
apples.
So Nancy's still here. Cheers, fellas. Football is a religion in the South at UTK. It is definitely a religion for both Vols football and the Lady Vols basketball. My family has a long tradition of Vols. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So Nancy, I'm sure you're aware. So of the Tennessee-Kentucky rivalry.
Sure.
Like people will literally fight over it. Like not like in a figurative way. Yeah, it gets really serious around here. Yeah, the Vols and the Cats are not friendly.
I have a buddy that's that's in Milwaukee that runs a Facebook bourbon group, and he's from Kentucky, and he's threatened to throw the Tennessee fans out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
we take it serious. We take it really serious. I don't necessarily, but
Oh, I got one of those too, Mark. The Calvados barrels. Yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
What do you have there, Mark?
Cheers, brother.
It's a Starlight Calvados finish bourbon.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a
Benny's.
Calvados and I've got a Sauterne as well.
So I've had the straight.
Good with apple pie.
I've had the Indiana straight, which was decent. It was real sweet and light. It was like in the summer, it's real nice, I think.
Mhm.
I've had the double oaked, which would not, I mean, not even close to something like a Woodford or a 1910. And then I've had this port night, which so far I've only had one pour of it, but I do like it.
For
I think
me,
I got like
Jigs,
8 bottles of Starlight around here.
for me, Jigs, this just tells me why Keanu Reeves became an awesome person. It's all due to Alice Cooper.
You ever seen his restaurant in Phoenix? His sports bar?
I've never been there, but I've seen it.
Alice's
on
restaurant?
video. Yeah.
Yeah, they have like the Randy Johnson. It's the big unit hot dog. It's like a 22-inch fully loaded hot dog.
22 inches.
They call it
huh?
Randy Johnson's big unit.
I don't
Alice's
wanna say I
restaurant
can
was
relate.
like someone else's song. Or
Also,
something.
I'm finally getting down to Lee's comments on Lars. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I can't really disagree with that. It's just that I do have to point out when somebody is good at a thing.
Well,
Even
his
though
mother-
No lies detected.
No, he's good at being a douchebag. Yeah.
Gotta be good at something.
there you go. Yeah. Lars is good at being an asshat. So
Hey, Tater Dom, cheers.
Cheers to
Hey,
you.
what's up, Tater Dom?
you know what, Lee? Lee's hate for Metallica is it's just amusing to me. That's why I bring it up. I try and bring it up every time I see him, just
I
because
just find it funny that they've got a beer and a whiskey, and James has spent multiple times in rehab. I just find that ironic. That
I mean, hey, at some point I will probably be in rehab. Anyway,
Is the blackened any good? I mean, it's Willet, right?
it depends on which
no,
one you're
there's a
talking about.
blackened Willet, but it's not Willet.
So
Oh, okay.
they had a pilsner called. Yeah, hold on. I have a can. I say.
Sean doesn't know what to do with his hands. Yeah. Let's go, Nancy. Go Cats. Have a great. Yeah, there you go. Everybody's saying good night to Nancy, even though she's actually still here. But go Gators. In the South, we have football. In the North, we have communism. I mean, that's kind of accurate. So
Once
anyway,
again, no lies detected. I'm in New York State. I can attest.
all right, what do we got here, John?
So this is called Enter Night Pilsners from Stone in San Diego.
Okay.
That was
Is
a
it
really
good?
good beer. I just find it ironic that after James spends all the time in the rehab, that there's such into the alcohol business.
For sure, Woods. Yeah, Lou just laying it out there. Love you, Lou.
You don't have to drink it, you just got to sell it.
Only facts all day. Love it. I've still got John so.
Oh, Steel Reserve. Mm.
Have you tried any of their whiskeys from Stone?
No, I like their IPAs, but I haven't tried the whiskey.
The Arrogant Bastard and this.
Oh, he's got one right there. Yeah.
The Arrogant Bastard beer is really good.
Joe, you're an amazing human, man. I don't know where you got all this whiskey from, but it just keeps showing up. It's like, hey, what bottle you got? I got that.
No, he had a beer.
Just name a whiskey. Joe's gonna be like, boom, there it is.
No, I was just wondering if he had the whiskey that, because Stone does.
There it is.
They collaborate
There it
and
is.
they do whiskey barrels too.
Okay.
I was just curious.
That's true. That's true, Nancy. Yes. I feel like it's almost your job if you're a Tennessean or Kentucky and you have to hate Alabama. There must be something in our DNA because I hate Alabama. I don't even know why. I can't even really explain it. Just hate Alabama.
Well, Sean, I said, didn't I send you that meme last week about Alabama?
Yes.
About time being relative? Yes. That's. I had a buddy that I worked with in Milwaukee, and they would always pick on him because he had relatives from Alabama. And it's like, Alabama, the only state you can put Uncle Daddy on your driver's license.
Yeah, I feel like it's your job. If you live in the South at all, you have to make fun of Alabama because it's the worst part of the South. So, it's definitively the worst state in the South. So, like, everyone gets to make fun of Alabama.
I can tell you, I live in New York, and we don't have a college football team worth a damn. And I hate Alabama because I'm sick of seeing their stupid faces in the national championship every year.
Also, they have the dumbest slogan / mascot. What is Roll Tide? Why is it an elephant?
Roll Tide.
There's no elephants in that. There's never been elephants in Alabama. It doesn't make any damn
elephants
sense.
and toilet paper. What the fuck?
What does Roll Tide have to do with elephants? The whole thing makes no freaking sense.
Is that laundry detergent they're talking about?
Nobody knows. No one knows what the hell they're talking about. Alabama doesn't even know what they're talking about.
Yep.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Now have a good night with Nancy.
Yep. Cheers, Nancy.
Good night again, Nancy.
Night, Nancy.
I will admit, I've driven the entire length of Mississippi from north to south.
Enjoy your dinner.
And the south with the pine trees and everything is freaking beautiful. Going to New Orleans.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's some really nice parts of Alabama.
I mean, that's like northern Wisconsin with all the pine trees.
It's just that the people that live there picked the dumbest mascot / team slogan ever. So they deserve to be made fun of until they change their stupid ways. So
I still laugh because the time we were in New Orleans, we went into a Winn-Dixie grocery store and we were trying to find a laundromat to do our laundry. And you guys know where a laundromat is, and nobody knew what a laundromat was.
That's because they don't wash their clothes. They don't wash their clothes. So
I'm like, what the hell? And they're like, oh, you're looking for a washateria. And my ex-wife and I were like, what the fuck is a washateria?
You just said a thing that's not a word. You're just making up words right now. What are you even doing?
Washateria? What the
They said the same thing about laundromat. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Also, if there's anyone here from Alabama, I apologize, but you know that you're wrong.
I don't think Trev's over here. Oh, that's Arkansas.
I don't think
he's
Arkansas. It's not one of those A South states. I mean, it's pretty close.
Yeah, that's.
I wouldn't pick on them if Trish was in here, though. But
I mean, that's right. Trish is Alabama, but Trish is amazing. But I don't think Trish is originally from Alabama. So, she just it doesn't count. I would argue that Middle Florida is the worst state in the South. I mean, since I'm from there, I kind of have to agree. It's pretty terrible. If nothing else, just because of the horrid humidity and temperatures, and also nonsense driving, other things I can't say on camera, and then also just stupid prices for rent and mortgages, and just completely insane pricing. But go ahead and move there if you just hate yourself, I suppose. If you want to just live the shittiest life ever, move to middle to South Florida. You'll just blow your brains out next week. But other than that, it's great. Sorry, I think I took the tone of the stream down a bit there, but I hate that place.
Yeah, that did take a turn.
This escalated quickly, but
Yeah.
So is that a big F? The big F you to Nick Saban too?
yes, yeah, indeed. I mean, in fairness, he's a hell of a coach. I mean, there's no.
I mean, I did like them when Bear Bryant was, but I mean that's 40 years ago. So.
I mean, you can't be that successful and not be a hell of a coach. But I still hate Alabama.
Yeah. I mean, grew up in Wisconsin. I'm a Badger fan, but when they would always have the national games, and there'd be a Tennessee game with like the orange and white checkerboard end zone, I'm like, oh, this team is awesome. So that's how I became a Tennessee fan. I mean,
as a northern defector, I love the South. You only find friendly people here. You're not kidding.
Mississippi and Louisiana were some of the nicest people I've met.
Yeah, man. I mean, in my home state, man, I love Kentucky. I love Kentuckians. That's why
we all need to go down like a bus trip to hang out at Friday at Fred's sometime.
Hell yeah, man. Those are some genuine dudes right there.
Yep.
Auburn is the Eagle Fang of the SEC. There was a time when Auburn was good. It was decades ago at this point almost, but Auburn was a contender in the SEC at one time.
I'm sorry, Bo Jackson is the best athlete of all time. Man.
That's a fact.
Insane.
Yeah.
Almost like
doesn't matter football or baseball. It doesn't matter.
There's almost no argument against it, really. Just a ridiculous human.
He's the only one who was legit an all-star at two sports. Like there were other guys who did it, but he was a legit all-star at both.
Yeah, I mean, so I am a huge Jordan fan, almost a Jordan fan.
Yep.
I think he's absolutely the GOAT unequivocally. I don't think there's a case for anybody else in my mind.
It's not even close.
Second place for me was Larry Bird because he was just ridiculous. He talked so much trash.
Yeah, but he's definitely second.
He's not Michael Jordan, but
So, that said, Jordan was not good at baseball. I wouldn't say terrible, but he was not good. Like he would. So he was in. He was in.
He played for a year.
Chicago White Sox.
Yep.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the majors. He was in what?
No, he's in Birmingham.
They were actually going to put him in the majors. He declined.
Yeah. So anyway, the point is that very few athletes can be excellent at two sports.
Yeah.
And Bo was insane. Yeah. Just also.
Deion Sanders is a two-sport also.
Deion was good, but he was clearly way better at football. Like I think if Bo had chosen one or the other, he would have been a Hall of Famer at either one.
I mean, if Bo had blown out his hip in football,
right? That hip thing killed him. But I mean,
can we also just point out that he literally tore his own hip out of his socket? Like that's how do you even do that? Like he didn't have a comparable in baseball, but football, I would say he was like the next Earl Campbell.
That is Mark.
Yeah.
What?
This is one hell of a segue. Exactly. We're kind of building. We're talking about the South, and we're going to go into country music.
I mean, Bo was a running back was the next Earl Campbell until he got hurt.
As much as I hated the Raiders, Bo Jackson and Marcus
Oh my
Allen were the
God,
best
Adam.
combo on Tecmo
Dude.
Bowl.
Dude, Adam is in here.
Hey, Adam, what's going on, brother?
Oh, shit,
Dude,
brother.
this is
Adam,
awesome.
what's up, brother? Cheers, man. Miss you, buddy.
Yes, David Bass, I need to go to Neyland at some point.
Remember
Shit,
that-
my man.
Remember that shit Bo Jackson did when he caught the ball and then ran along the side of the wall and then jumped off in baseball? He like
Yeah.
ran.
Do you remember the one where he
Crazy.
tried to call timeout and then hit a home run instead?
Yeah, insane.
Or the
He was
Monday Night
insane.
Football game where he ran up the tunnel? He's like, Bo's running all the way to Tacoma tonight.
Yep, he was a
Yeah.
man.
Hey, Adam, I don't want to put you on the
For
spot. but
3
if you
whole
got-
years, he was the man.
Yep.
Adam, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you got like 5 to pop on, I'll wait on
Yeah.
Mash and Metal to have a pour with you, man.
Yeah,
we
let's do
love
it,
you,
brother.
Adam. Glad to see you.
Let's go. Oh, remember the Bonos? David Bass, Bonos. Remember
the
those
Bonos
Bonos
commercial?
commercials?
I like
Oh.
where like Gretzky. No.
Yep. Yep.
South is rising now. You know, so me and my dad, we were talking about this. Actually, there was a few of us friends. We were talking about the hilarity, to me at least. And if you're one of those people, then I'm sorry if you're getting offended. Actually, I'm not sorry if you get offended by this because I could give a shit. So
Right.
a lot of times I will see the South will rise again flags, and it's always hilarious because it'll be on like the most rundown trailer you've ever seen in your life, with some bullshit car that's probably, you know, being paid for by some meth head. And like, these are the kind of people that have the South. Like you think that you're going to lead the rise of the South again? Are you friggin' kidding? Like, you can barely even pay your bills. What are you talking about right now?
I know you want to be like, I talked to the South. They want you to sit this one out, pal.
Yeah. Actually, the South said you should shut the fuck up.
Yep.
So I went to Dollar
Shred.
General yesterday to grab a couple things after dinner last night. And there was a young girl behind the counter. And she was talking to a couple of her friends. And she's like, you know, I got my CNA. I could be working at this metal stamping plant for $29 an hour. And I'm thinking, well, why are you cashing out at Dollar General then?
Yep.
You know,
It's a family business.
hey, Shred.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
How's it going, Shred? Are you drinking some seltzer or something? What are you drinking there?
Man. Well, I was earlier. Now I'm drinking
He's got an
Ranger.
IPA. I
Is
would
that
imagine.
Kool-Aid?
Ooh, nice.
Brewed Force, Brewed Punch IPA. What?
Fruity Rangers are good, though. I like them.
9.5. But
Oh my
Nice.
God. That's like some boozy Kool-Aid there or what?
it tastes like a Hawaiian punch with an IPA.
Nice.
Which is
Interesting. I haven't seen that one out this way, but
That's,
I'll be on
Hey,
the lookout
Woods,
for
I
sure.
could live on Louisiana food the rest of my life. Right?
only $2.99. New Belgium from Colorado.
Dion.
Wait,
how
what
it's
was
labeled.
that? The only one that Jordan couldn't beat was Larry Bird. Do you think that's true?
Nope.
I don't think so.
I mean,
Oh, he never really went head-to-head
He was a
with them, though.
rookie with a shit team.
Yeah.
I mean, so factually it's true, but I mean, not literally.
Yeah,
Right.
but he did go into Boston Garden and drop 63, though.
They had
Yeah,
5 Hall of Famers on that team.
You're talking about the Celtics, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it should be noted as well that Larry Bird himself, when he played Jordan in that series, said that Jordan was God in basketball shoes.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
But hey, basketball would not be what it is today without Magic Johnson and Larry Bird and that rivalry.
that's
Oh, 100%.
Celtics,
You're
Lakers
absolutely
in the
right.
80s, yes.
Those Celtics Lakers, man,
Dude,
those were some
that's
pretty
what
hardcore
made- that's what
rivalries,
made
man.
The 80s, dude.
I mean, I
Yep.
was a big Mikhail Parrish Bird fan.
Yep.
I was
Look
more
it up.
Celtics than Lakers.
The Chief, Robert
Look back to
Parrish.
Yeah.
Dude, you
Yeah,
guys,
the Chief.
You guys were talking about Bo Jackson earlier.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Oh, yeah, man.
The first baseball game I ever went to, 1989, was Oakland A's versus Kansas City Royals, and I got to see Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire versus Bo Jackson on the Kansas City Royals.
Wow.
I was only 9 years old, man. That blew my mind, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And then the A's went on to win it that year. That was It's a
Oh,
good
that
year
was the
for
Earthquake
A's.
series, wasn't it?
That was the Earthquake series, man.
Yeah.
I found
Oh,
that shit in
yeah,
my living
yeah.
room, dude. I had a stack of baseball cards about this high, and I
Yep.
felt the quake, and it just took out all my baseball cards. And I was asking my mom, "What the fuck was that?" Like,
Yeah.
I was rooting for the A's, but I was a big Will Clark fan too.
dude, Will Clark was a beast back then, dude. They
Yep.
had a,
Oh my God.
yeah, they had
He
a
was
great team.
great.
Dude. I mean,
I hated him because I'm a Dodgers fan, but
Dude,
he was something else.
I was raised a Dodgers fan, even though I grew up in the Bay Area, because
Yeah.
my grandma lived in Glendale, and every time I would go to visit, she took me to Dodger games. So, dude, I went to Dodger Stadium more times than any other place back in the day.
Oh, right on.
We're talking Oral Hershiser, Fernando Valenzuela,
Yep.
like
Glory days,
Fernando,
baby.
yeah.
the glory days, dude. And I saw all those. So when I had a Giants hat that a friend of mine gave me, and my grandma came to visit, slapped it right off my head, dude. So I learned to. So I'm either A's or Dodgers, but like
Yeah.
mostly A's because I live in the Bay Area still. You know?
My favorite
We just
Dodger
went-
was the Cuban guy with the radar gun behind the plate.
Oh yeah, with the cigar.
Yes, that guy was awesome.
We just went and saw
I'm
the
about to get
Dodgers
hammered.
yesterday in Cleveland, and I like said to my son, "We're watching. Mookie Betts got like 8 hits in 2 games, like because it was
yeah.
doubleheader because of the
Hey,
rain."
one second.
Well,
Mark, are
yeah.
you guys good? You keep showing that.
Maybe I'm about to get. I just keep hearing this wind and stuff sliding around outside. I
Oh,
think
shit.
I'm about to.
Yeah. So
Oh my God!
I'm the blue spot, and it's raining here already. So
Is that a
yeah.
is that a tornado coming in?
No, I don't know. I don't see a tornado warning thing.
Batting
Yeah,
it
so-
down, Mark.
We're south of you guys, and we got a little bit. I think we got the tail of that same
Oh,
system.
you're quite south.
Yeah.
It's just a blob. It's just a blob in the middle of the state. It's not anywhere else.
Okay.
Maybe it'll cool us
Man.
off. It's been humid as hell and hot as balls for the last
I'm
week.
I mean,
Damn.
wasn't my
Hey,
favorite
means it's
team,
about
but
to open up.
my favorite baseball moment is still Gibson off of Eckersley.
Dude,
Insane.
Yeah, 1988, right?
That
I'll
home
never
run
forget
there.
that night.
That
Never
was-
forget
that was
it.
man.
But I was saying we went and saw the Dodgers in Cleveland yesterday, and I like said to my son, I'm like, I hope you understand who you're seeing here. Like Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts is like, these are 2 of the best in the game right now. Like appreciate, like you're gonna say you saw them play someday.
Man,
I think
wish I could say
Mookie's
the
going to
same for
catch
the A's
Acuna
right
for
now.
MVP. Acuna was running away with, I think Mookie's going to catch him.
Dude, that
Mookie
A's-
had 8 hits yesterday, like in 2 games. It was insane. Like he
Yeah.
just every time he needed a hit, he got a hit. It was great.
Bro, the A's had Mark Canha, they had Matt Olson, they had like such a sick team only 2 years ago, and now
Yeah.
they're shitting the bed. It's a
Yep.
complete farm team now, dude. It's
Yep.
embarrassing. I feel so, dude. They're the worst team in the league. They
I'm
have
sorry, but that
37
owner
wins,
played
dude.
the whole major league script to get the team out of town.
I'm so disappointed in the A's, man.
Yeah.
Well,
They're gonna sell it to Vegas anyway. They just don't care, dude.
No,
Just
that
that room
owner
for the
is trying to
Dodgers.
do
They're
the major
shocking
league
everybody
team
this
to get out of town.
Dude, I just
Hey, real quick,
oh,
fellas. Got to say cheers to my brother here, Jacob. What's up, man?
hey, what's up, Jake?
Cheers, buddy.
He's the one you got that dragon bones from, right?
Yeah, man. That's my
Yeah,
dude
I got
right
a
there.
sample from him too.
Yeah, me and Jacob, we hung out in Bardstown not real long ago, 8 months ago, something like that. Yeah, got to meet him and his wife, and it was good times, man.
hell yeah.
I loved Bardstown. I can't wait to come back. That was a great time.
I love that town, man. Like it's a bigger town, but it's still very Kentucky. Like
Yeah.
Louisville is not really Kentucky anymore. Like it's so metropolitan.
Urban.
Yeah.
Is it
But
like
it's-
Cincinnati? Like it's all shitty and
Yeah, I mean, Cincinnati is a cool big town, but it's very metropolitan. Like it's not, but like Bardstown, there's still like the sense that you're in Kentucky. Like Louisville,
Yeah.
you don't. Louisville still feels like a city. Like it doesn't feel like Kentucky anymore.
I've only
Like,
been to,
I will tell you as an
Lexington.
outsider, like not living in Kentucky, when we came down there in, I think it was April or May, like Louisville, the going to the distilleries in Louisville was a totally different feel than going to the distilleries in Bardstown. Like going to Louisville felt very like kind of hipster and like kind of trendy. And then going to the distilleries in Bardstown was like, you're out in like the country at this like little, Yeah, I enjoyed Bardstown
up,
much
Ben?
better. What's up, Ben?
What's up, Ben?
He's making that
There he
face
is. How's Maryland? Are you
Yeah,
married?
how's it going to Sagamore, man? You got a little bit of background noise going, but
Oh,
Oh,
who am I looking at here? I couldn't tell what that was.
Is that someone's hotel room now?
they must be doing a share somewhere.
Well, yeah, but
oh
they
that's
said they couldn't do it because
Sagamore meetup, M&J.
Yeah, I think they're still at Sagamore. I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Ben's in a hotel room with 12 dudes. Big surprise.
Loving the pang.
Gangbang.
A hotel lobby where you're not supposed to have your own open bottles.
I feel like this is overserved, Ben. Like we're just gonna get like no commentary, just a bunch of random video.
Ben, I'm gonna
You're
turn
gonna
you
get a
down.
bunch of schlongs, thrown out.
I gotta turn you down a little bit because your background noise is appalling. Anyway, Mr. Wars, there are people in the South that love this country, not so much.
Solo that table.
Hey, Lou, we'll be talking about that here in a few minutes, actually.
Lou, I will correct you. I live in the North and I love this country.
Hey, I live in California and I love this country.
Hey, I live in Wisconsin. I love this country.
That's right.
But I do understand your point, sir.
Me
I
and
live
Big
with
Joe.
Shredward, and I love this country.
Yeah. Me and Big Joe live in the most communist bullshit ever, but we're still patriots here.
Oh, Joe, are you in California too?
I don't claim that it's a communist place, but
No, it's not.
this is
Was
not
that T-Rob
Russia.
back there?
Is that Blake
That's true.
Benson?
It's a stretch. But
T-Rob is there.
T-Rob.
Phil in the house. What's up, Phil?
Andy? Oh my gosh, that
Oh,
guy's
shit.
Everything's fine.
there's
Good to see you,
Todd.
man.
Todd
There's
excited.
T-Rob.
All right.
T-Rob
There's
in the
T-Rob.
house.
Here's T-Rob.
Holy shit.
Apparently they're doing pictures on it.
Looks
He's
just
still
as jacked.
upright. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
We got some weird camera things
Whoa,
happening.
hey.
Are we getting dick shots? What's happening?
Yeah,
Right now?
okay.
I gotta
What
say
the
they're
hell's
doing
going
okay
on
for
over there?
being 11 and 10. They're doing all right.
We're on
Yeah.
spot.
So Brian still looks short.
Where are they?
In my room.
Oh, the Mats at Courtyard by Marriott, so they must be at the hotel.
Yeah, Lou, I really liked Bardstown a lot. It really had
Man,
a very
I don't know
like
what you're doing with the camera, so I'm just gonna mute you.
nice feel to it.
I went
Dang.
to, my aunt lived in Richmond, south of Lexington, and
Mhm.
we went to Versailles. I guess they call it, I know it's Versailles, but they call it Versailles in Kentucky. And that's where
What? Oh.
Woodford Reserve is out there. And
Yes.
that's a cool spot, man. I went, that's the only distillery I visited when I was out there like 15 years ago. Cool place.
You know, what I loved about Woodford, and it might be
Not
different
wrong,
now,
Scott.
but going to Woodford was cool because you go and it's this huge complex, and they're like, this little part here is where we make Woodford Reserve. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a huge operation. It's like right here, and it's like, holy shit! Like, they have all this, and like right here is where it's done, and that's it. That really was kind of cool to me. And then you compare it to go to a place like Jim Beam, where it's like a huge complex, you know.
That's the only distillery I've ever visited was at Woodford Reserve in like 2007, but I haven't been out to Kentucky since 2007. So I need to get back out there, man. Shit.
I
Oh,
live
yeah,
in
man.
the Buffalo Trace and
Fred, just know that
and
once you
Old
make it out this way, man,
Forester.
we're
I
gonna
haven't
get
been
trapped
to
together.
like many of the other ones down the whole Bourbon Row. Bourbon
For
Row.
sure, man.
Yeah,
Whiskey-
Bourbon-
Sean, I think I
Bourbon
mentioned this
Trail.
before, Sean.
Bourbon Trail. There it is.
I have a friend that lives in Elizabethtown, south of Louisville.
okay.
Okay, yeah.
So I might get out there. It's kind of like right next to Fort Knox over there.
Yeah.
Pick me up on your way.
But yeah, dude, if I'm gonna fly out there, man, I'll probably.
Oh, you're gonna
in,
fly?
like-
Oh, what a loser!
What? I'm not
I'm
gonna
just-
drive all that. It's like a 3-day
I'm just kidding,
drive.
I'm just
dude.
Gotta
kidding.
road trip that shit.
I don't want a road trip.
Road
man.
trip. We got to stop in Oklahoma, eat at my buddy's restaurant.
All right, only if we do it Dumb and Dumber style, and we're on a little tiny moped, dude.
I'll wear the orange. shirt,
Drive,
wear the
man.
white balloon one.
Drive.
If you go to Oklahoma,
You've had an extra
let me
pair of
tell
gloves
you.
this whole time.
Oklahoma, there is I don't know if anybody's had it, but there is a distillery called Wanderfolk Spirits, and they were like the first distillery in Oklahoma, like after Prohibition or whatever. I forget, like the first distillery to get a new license after Prohibition or something. And they make this. They make this.
Samsonite. That's it.
They make this double
I'm
oak.
sorry, man.
No, you're good. They
I'm
make this
sorry.
double oak bourbon called Same Old Moses. The best double oak bourbon I've ever had. It's
Really?
incredible.
From Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, Wanderfolk Spirits, Same
Double
Old
Oak,
Moses. Delicious.
Be right back.
I have a friend that lives in Oklahoma.
Is
as
it
well.
like a flavored whiskey or is it a actual whiskey?
It's just double oak. So I mean, it's finished, but it's not flavored.
Okay.
It is like Woodford double oaked on steroids. Like just all those notes turned up to an 11, and it was ridiculous. It was. We actually had a viewer. He won a bottle on our 100th subscriber giveaway or something. I sent him a bottle, and like a week later, he had sent one back to us, and it was stupid. What do you got there, John? I see the 1910, Mark. What do you got there, John?
A1 driftless.
Driftless
Oh,
rye.
okay. Is that a double oak, John?
No,
It's a
it's not.
pick
You're
from
talking about
Mark.
double oak, so I got this one.
Okay.
I sent
Yeah.
him samples. That's a driftless rye pick from local.
Okay. So we love double oaked here. Oh, yep. We did that. We made that. It's phenomenal. Like that 1915 to make that mix. Like, yes, it turns out like it is
Nice.
like accentuates
Here,
the
Mark.
best
Oh shit! He already
characters of both. Yeah, I love it. I
This is the
really
old
was
label.
impressed with 1915.
This is a new label, but this is old label whiskey in here.
Yeah.
Same here. Wait, which one? What does the old label look like before I say it's the same?
Shred, is that a
Old
single
label
barrel?
Whiskey
Single
looks
barrel,
like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
New
where
label
did you
whiskey
get that
looks like
1915 label?
This is some good shit.
My
I gotta
daughter,
hit her.
Well, I'll
my
tell you
daughter
what.
ripped this off of the internet and printed it herself.
Oh, okay.
But
Same
if you
as
look
Joe.
at mine's different than his. Mine says custom blend.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
I
actually
think I
old
had the
label
one
style.
like Mark with the stamp. Wait, which one had the stamp across it?
Well,
You
the
do,
old
Mark,
label has a
right?
stamp across it.
Yeah, I have that one. I think I got that off of Etsy.
This one, yeah, me too. This one replicates it, but it's curved because she had to like pull the image and then try to print it on a flat surface. It ended up
okay.
being
Oh,
curved.
I thought it was curved for her pleasure, but
No, it's ribbed for her pleasure. It's
Right.
curved because you have a condition.
Sean, I'll tell you what. I was
He
just
would
gonna
know.
bring this.
Because he doesn't
I was
know
gonna bring this up because Shred's got a single barrel there.
Single barrel.
This is that
Oh,
Toddy's
dude.
pick.
Some good shit.
Yeah, like
We
that.
finally cracked this Toddy's pick,
yeah.
and we did a single barrel blind. This won by a mile. It was fantastic.
1792 single barrel is a
Love to hear it,
hitter
man.
if you can find
It was great.
Didn't
I love it.
Monica Lewinsky say it bent a little to the left anyway?
Yeah, so Mark, mine looks like a Q. What does that mean?
That means you're
That
a
means
pig.
QAnon. You are the originator.
Oh,
of QAnon.
jeez.
It means you're
Oh,
questioning.
Jesus Christ. Here we go.
Anyway,
You
on
need to
that,
set up.
on that note, we're going to end. No, so as Great Shot is pointing out, though, Mash Metal is supposed to be live right now, and Mash Metal is going country tonight.
Oh, my God. I'm out.
Don't be a pussy, Shred.
Are we going to talk about Johnny Cash?
Hey, if you play some David Allen Coe, I'll join in.
I'm there.
I will play whatever the hell you guys want. Now, I want to be really clear for anyone transferring over. When I say country, I don't mean the bullshit you hear on the radio. I mean actual country music.
Okay.
Does this mean no Garth Brooks?
I'm sorry, I'm not transitioning at this time.
Yeah. Kind of, I'm transitioning
Hey,
into a Dwight Yoakam right now.
Joe, I just want to say that we appreciate that. We appreciate you not transitioning.
You do you, Joe, whatever that means, buddy.
You make
Wait,
a beautiful
again?
You make a beautiful man, Joe. I don't think you're going to make a very good looking woman, though.
Yeah. What?
Is it a banjo? Is that like a different than a banjo?
That's totally subjective. I disagree, Joe.
Right,
Dude,
thank you.
I'm going to
In any
transition
case,
from beer to whiskey right now.
There you go. In any case, we are switching over to Mash and Metal. Thank you, everybody that's been here for Whiskey Wars.
Skinner?
Please follow us on over there. We'll be live in just a minute or two. I'll throw the link up so everybody that is here now. Can join there if you like. So we'll see you over on Mash and Metal, everybody. Cheers, all.
We'll talk more
See you
sports
in-
over there, everybody. Let's go.
I mean, probably so.
Country sports.
Later, people.
See ya.
Cheers.
Beer.